Hello, everyone, and welcome to a variant of the Conspiracy Playtime podcast. Not the Delta variant. Don't get confused. This is a
CPT variant.
A CPT variant where we don't necessarily go down a rabbit hole of in the past. This is where we dissect or deconstruct, implode, explode the news stories or what's happening in the world today. So this is kind of more of a real-time episode. Today is Sunday, September 26th. We are in the moon of Gemini and got some interesting things going on here as we are about to enter August. Or is it? No, it's October. Jesus Christ.
Where you been, man?
I don't know, man. This year's been flying by. Fall is upon us, and there's a lot of things falling down around us.
Yeah, you know, Jeremiah and I always at work would do kind of what we're going to do right here and just talk about the shit that we've heard in the news that kind of piques our interest. And we're each coming at you with a few stories, and we're going to show you the story, and then he and I will riff back and forth on it a little bit. And I don't know how many topics we're going to cover today. Also worth note that if you hate mainstream news like we do and you don't want to watch this episode, just wait for our next numbered episode. CPT taking on the Mockingbird edition will not have numbers, and we'll do it every few weeks, maybe once or twice a month, just however often we get enough of these interest-piquing topics and we want to unload them on you. So those of you who do want to watch and you do pay attention to the news, this is kind of just a dissection of propaganda, if you will. And we're going to start with 3 separate audio clips, each of them from the NPR podcast Up First, where they take 3 stories of the day. This is something that I listen to on a regular basis, and I think it's turning my hair gray. But I do it just to see, you know, you read between the lines. NPR used to be pretty decent. Now I call it National Propaganda Radio. So let's listen first to 1 clip, and then we'll move through 2 more.
Some people will soon be able to get a COVID booster shot.
The FDA authorized 3rd doses of the Pfizer COVID vaccine for those 65 and older. What about people who got Johnson & Johnson or Moderna shots?
I'm Rachel Martin along with Steve Inskeep, and this is Up First from NPR News. The director of the CDC overrode her agency's advisory panel overnight.
Rochelle Walensky sided with another agency, the FDA, on booster shots for high-risk workers. What prompted some CDC advisors to say no?
I'm Rachel Martin with Steve Inskeep, and this is Up First from NPR News.
After deliberation and disagreement, federal regulators have said yes to COVID boosters for some Americans.
That does mean millions of people are now eligible for a 3rd shot, and some are already getting them.
I'm Scott Simon.
I'm Lulu Garcia-Navarro, and this is Up First from NPR News.
So that was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, September 23rd, 24th, and 25th.
I'll flash the title up
perfect.
on there when we're doing it. But yeah, for those of you who are
Just listening.
Yeah, I know there's some audio folks out there. I picked at the numbers. I mean, it's not getting some of the traction the same amount of traction that the videos are, but we haven't really even blown up or tried to advertise for the audio version.
Yeah.
I think most people are watching it, but
I always tell people it's an option if you don't have time to sit down and watch it. Because, I mean, a lot of people are busy and they look at an hour-long episode and they go, holy shit, I don't have time to set that aside. So you can get 80% of the message from the audio, I think.
Yeah, there's some episodes where you might get most of it, and then there's other episodes where if you're just listening, you're not going to see a lot of the stuff that we're recording on our screen that does really, like your Gematria episode, for example.
That's a really hard one to
It
follow
would be a
along with
watching
audio.
if I was listening to it as someone who's not one of us, I would probably just decide to watch it later.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's other ones where we're just talking a lot.
Yep.
So in these 3 separate sound clips, 23rd, 24th, 25th of September 2021, the thing that sticks out to me, and I actually listened to them in real time. So I listened to the first one on Thursday morning and second one on Friday morning and so forth. And it just, to me, the amount of time that is passing between these swooping decisions being made about who's going to be getting these third shots is kind of, in my lifetime, I've never seen such development at a rapid pace when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I don't know if that's just me. Does anybody else out there feel that's a little strange, or is this how it should be?
I believe in the science.
The science.
The science.
So, I don't know. You have anything you want to put into that, or we can go on to the next one?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really surprise me. I didn't catch if they said this would only be for Pfizer booster shots.
When you listen to the whole thing, it is just Pfizer right now.
Yeah,
that Thursday episode, it's just Pfizer right now.
Is that the Pfizer FDA-approved vaccine, which is called Comirnaty? Or
let's just listen to it.
Okay.
It'll just be a couple minutes.
All right, so the FDA has authorized the Pfizer booster, but big question, what about the folks, myself included, who got the Moderna or the Johnson & Johnson shot?
Well, right. So the authorization covers the Pfizer booster, and this goes to people who are fully vaccinated with this same vaccine. So people who got the other vaccines may just have to wait until the FDA reviews the data. Now, Moderna has an application in for its booster. J&J is also set to pursue a booster. And there's a lot of talk right now about whether it's okay to mix and match the vaccines. And there are studies happening now to try to determine the efficacy and safety of interchanging the vaccines, but there's just no data yet. Now, some of the CDC advisors say this is likely to cause confusion, having only one booster authorized. Molly Howe oversees immunizations in North Dakota. She says in many facilities, it's obviously difficult because some people get Pfizer, some people get Moderna. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be easier if they could be interchangeable?
You know, if one brand isn't available, you can use the opposite brand. I think that would be very helpful, especially when we're talking about vaccinating in a long-term care setting.
So we could hear more about this issue from the panel today.
But there's serious consequences of this, right? The whole reason for the conversation around boosters is to protect people's immunity that could be waning after, so many months. So just explain again, why not open boosters up for everyone?
There are several reasons that have been stated. Last week, FDA advisors concluded there isn't enough data to determine that the benefits outweigh the risks for everyone. I mean, some pointed to the risk of myocarditis or inflammation of the heart, which is a rare side effect, usually among younger men. Several of the CDC panel members yesterday say the goal of vaccination is to prevent hospitalizations and deaths, not to try to prevent every mild infection.
All right, enough of that. But you do realize that the very next day,
they said
the head of the CDC broke from that ruling, and so now they're on board with the FDA. And then by Saturday, it's a lot of little groups, and I haven't listened to this one all the way through. If I remember, it's covering a lot of people, and I'm going to make a prediction right now and say by
CPT prediction,
boom, 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 by the end of October, they'll be recommending everybody 12 and above get boosters.
You think that long? That's a long time.
I think that to slide into that younger age category, it'll take a little bit longer. You're probably right. And like I said, I've been surprised.
It could be next week.
It could be. If it just keeps climbing by the day like it has in the last 3, then you're probably right. So put a date on it?
When's the new moon? I think it's pretty soon.
Is it waning right now?
Yeah.
Just like people's immunity?
The next new moon is October 6th. That's pretty quickly.
10 days.
Yeah.
11 days, because there's 31 days in this month.
I think they could be recommending it for people in that time frame. I mean, with how fast everything moves now. Between the new moon and they got 4 or 5 days after the new moon if they want to get the full effect of the
5 days would be October 11th.
Oh, that'd be a good day. Or 10/10.
10/10. Where's my 11, man? Oh, I guess 10/10 has 11.
10/10 does have 11 in it.
All right. What do you got for us?
Well, let's see here. So one of the first things that I wanted to bring up while we're talking about these jabs. Project Veritas recently came out with a new whistleblower. And so this is part 1. I have not watched part 2 yet. The intro pretty much tells us everything we need to know. They pretty much do a spoiler alert on the whole thing. But let's just give a listen here and see what's going on with this whistleblower, with this nurse in a government-controlled hospital.
My name is Jody O'Malley, and I'm a master's prepared registered nurse.
Well, first of all, your hospital is run by HHS, correct?
I work for Health and Human Services with Indian Health Services branch for the Native Americans.
We're from the
These are
government.
federal
We're here to help.
employees.
Yes.
And we work for the government. So, I mean, the main thing is we have to follow.
I know. I mean, that's another thing. I don't know how much longer I'll be here.
And the protocols here.
I know.
Are the policies and administrators coming directly from the federal government?
Yes.
The problem in here, they are not doing the studies. People that had it, you know, and the people that have been vaccinated, they're not doing any antibody testing.
Now you got this guy in room 4 who got his second dose of vaccine on Tuesday, has been short of breath. Okay, now his BNP is elevated, D-dimer elevated, ALT, all his liver enzymes are elevated, his PT, PTINR is elevated.
He's got myocarditis.
Yes!
Oh, this is bullshit.
And now
let's see. Probably myocarditis due to the vaccine.
Right.
But now they're not going to blame the vaccine.
Well, and you know what? But he has an obligation to report that, doesn't he?
Oh,
it happened. Right, what is it? 60 days after, if you see anything?
They have got to.
But how many people are reporting?
They are not reporting.
Right.
Because they want to shove it under the mat.
In this instance with Dr. Gonzalez, what patient was she referring to, or without saying
She
the name?
was referring to that patient that had congestive heart failure.
Congestive heart failure. And in that particular patient's case, it was not reported.
No.
I'm going to have to transfer you to another hospital. Okay. We don't have cardiologists here. And what you're developing is like a congestive heart failure. Okay? And that's not good. I don't know where this is coming from. On July 29th, you had the first COVID vaccine, and August 19th, you had the second. You know, you don't have COVID, okay, but you have got a lot of symptoms, you know, and you're developing congestive heart failure.
Were there other instances that they didn't report?
Oh, I've seen dozens of people come in with an adverse reaction.
Was one of the ones you saw a 15-year-old with blood clots?
Yeah, so I was just covering a nurse. He's in here with bilateral PEs, but he's fine. And I'm like, okay. So he wasn't on oxygen or anything like that. And I said, was he vaccinated? And then she's like, I don't know. So then I looked in the chart, and he was. He had the Pfizer vaccine at the end of July.
They don't mention in this, and they kind of glaze over this. The patient is a 15-year-old male with a history of asthma. So he presents.
He was in a immunocompromised, so they probably used that to get him vaccinated.
Exactly. And so for shortness of breath, 2 days, which became worse yesterday evening. And then patient also has had 2 days of urinary symptoms. A whole lot of non-productive cough, so it sounds like COVID, right? Isn't that what they said it was? A dry cough, non-productive. Intermittent episodes of nausea and 1 episode of, I don't know what that is.
Emesis?
Emesis.
I have no idea either.
Otherwise tolerating oral intake, no abdominal change or changes in bowel or bladder function. States that he had a friend who thinks he had strep throat, and patient had his first dose of Pfizer at the end of July. And due for his second dose tomorrow. But patient has been hospitalized for asthma in the past. And last time he was on oral steroids was last year. So clearly he has a problem with his lungs already. So he was maybe potentially high risk.
Did they test him for COVID too?
I don't know if they mentioned that or
Because
not.
the last guy, they said they did.
Right.
She said you don't have COVID.
So let's just keep on going here. But I had to point this out because I was really shocked when they were saying, because she goes on to say that he doesn't have any underlying conditions. And I was just like, I just read that he has a history of asthma.
Bitch is full of shit.
I don't know. So that's just where it gets like, just can't take everything at face value no matter what side it's on.
Well, and is Project Veritas a psyop? I know there's Monica Perez from Propaganda Report. She's pointed out a few times how conveniently timed all of their releases are.
They are always like that, yeah. But maybe there's good
And you know
marketers.
what? I used to love them until they picked on my ex-girlfriend, AOC. It was very fucking rude of them to call her out.
And he was due for his second dose. So this is essentially 2 to 3 weeks later. Most likely cause of hypoxia, unusual PE at this age. Unclear etiology. They don't know why he got it.
So how do we know that the blood clots, or how do you know that the blood clots are a result of the COVID vaccine?
Because this is a 15-year-old, normal weight, healthy child. No reason for him to have a blood clot.
It's a shame they're not treating people. I know. Like they're supposed to, like they should. And I think they want people to die.
And how many have you seen that have gotten vaccinated here?
That got sick and side effects? A lot.
A lot?
Have you seen it too? Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like, who's writing the VAERS report?
Nobody, because it takes over a half an hour to write the damn thing.
Right.
The CDC website, it says that you're
Does
required...
that surprise you at all, that the bureaucracy of filing a report takes
Yes, or no, it doesn't surprise me, but also that's not why they're not fucking doing it.
Right.
They're incentivized to stay fucking quiet when they have people coming forward claiming that they want to file a VAERS report. I've heard numerous examples of this. Somebody has a weird side effect and they go to their doctor and the doctor talks them out of making that VAERS claim. So that's why they do say that on their own site, the FDA says that the VAERS is highly, they estimate that maybe only 1 to 10% come forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of those reports are bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of hypochondriacs out there.
Yeah, because anybody can go on there and do it.
Yeah, and we do got to acknowledge that the timing of getting a shot and then having something wrong with you doesn't necessarily tie the two, just like it doesn't with COVID.
Right.
You got to look at it the same way.
And
but it does fuck up a lot of people in similar ways.
Right.
Girls' menstruation is the one that you hear a lot about.
Yeah.
I mean, people we know.
Yeah. And just, this whole VAERS thing is basically how they are, quote unquote, studying this vaccine to prove that it's safe. But you're basically outsourcing the study, and I think they might talk about it here in a minute. You're outsourcing the study to individuals and doctors all around the nation, versus if this is a study done in a lab, everything would be the same across the board except for the patients. Versus here, it's like there could be a million things going on, but I digress.
Well, it's weird to me that the blood clotting was a symptom of both COVID and
because of the spike protein.
But which one was it? AstraZeneca? We stopped using it here because of that.
Yeah, but yeah, we ship it out to everybody else.
Or was it J&J?
They did stop J&J.
J&J had a
here.
pause.
Oh yeah, it was for blood clots.
So maybe AstraZeneca was for something else. I'm trying to remember now.
I thought that they had the same side effect though.
It could have been. Yeah, it's been a while now since they started using or testing these vaccines. I mean, not a while, but I mean, a lot of times passed.
Yeah.
What was it, like early year, like February maybe, that I knew people were starting to get it.
Yeah.
To report adverse events following vaccinations. Is there a policy at the hospital for reporting these complications? No.
There's never been any directive sent out on reporting. With this vaccine, we are in stage 3 clinical trials. Normally, stage 3 clinical trials is where you gather your data. What the responsibility on everyone is to gather that data and report it. And if we're not gathering that data and reporting it, then how are we going to say that this is safe and approved for use?
How come after 18 months we haven't had any research? Isn't that fishy to you?
It does. It is fishy.
It's super fishy.
Not that it hasn't
Totally
been
set
done.
these guys
It
up.
hasn't been published.
Know
It hasn't probably been
bet
done
you it
because
just
the government doesn't want to show that the darn vaccine is full of shit.
What does she mean by full of shit?
It's not doing what its purpose was.
And what is Dr. McGee saying in that video?
He's trying to defend the vaccine
Why would he do that?
because that's his view on it. His view is get the vaccine, it's science, right? If we all just get it, this will all be over with.
Such a bunch of bullshit.
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
What we're gonna have to do is we're on the inside.
And what do we do?
I don't know, but there's so much I want to blow up.
I think a person's voice
So
really sounds
much.
like that.
How do we do that?
Like, Project Veritas.
Why are you choosing to blow the whistle? It's not what a lot of
So
people would do.
somebody
They're
else
scared, they're
suggested the thing
afraid.
she's already
What
doing.
prompted me to do this
How do you think
was
she held
when
a
I was
straight
house
face on that one?
supervisor one night.
She probably
and
paused it
one of
as
my
like,
coworkers had taken the vaccine and she didn't want to. She had went throughout this entire pandemic working in the intensive care unit. Pretty much was a COVID unit.
Yeah, it's really sad. She had just come back from surgery from leave 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks, and then got her first dose of vaccine after surviving this entire pandemic.
She didn't want to take it. She didn't want to take it because of her religious beliefs. And she was coerced into taking it. And it's like, nobody should have to decide between their livelihood, being a part of the team in the hospital, or take the vaccine. Now we're just making people take it, and then there's reactions to it, and then you have a medication that has been shown effective and surely has no adverse reactions for trying
Horse
it.
dewormer.
Did Dr. Bagua talk to you about prescribing ivermectin for?
Not a lot of this facility.
And so physicians can't prescribe off-label use medication here?
Not for COVID. They did it with hydroxychloroquine, and it was really bad, and so they are not allowing it right now.
She said, yes, I would agree to write for this because she's not contraindicated. And
Dr. Bagua said that?
Yes.
I am stuck. I am told you are absolutely not to use it under any circumstances whatsoever for somebody with COVID unless you don't want to have a job. I am not going to lose my job.
Damn.
They were not allowing, they were going to lose their job if they allowed you to use that drug.
Right. Nuts. Right now, what is plaguing this country is the spirit of fear.
Are you afraid?
It's my career, you know, it's how I'll help people.
In the intro, she was like,
But am I afraid?
I
I wouldn't
know, but
necessarily say I'm afraid because my faith lies in God and not man. So I have 2 older kids that are on their own, and I have a 12-year-old at home that I care for on my own. You know, like, what kind of person would I be if I knew all of this? This is evil. This is evil at the highest level. You have the FDA, you have the CDC that are both supposed to be protecting us, but they are under the government. And everything that we've done so far is unscientific.
Are you afraid they're going to retaliate against you?
Yeah. I'm a federal employee. What other federal employees you see coming out?
But you put your faith in God.
Amen.
How?
Assuming she's a real person, what the fuck's gonna happen to her?
I know, right? I mean, surely she's going to be fired.
I mean, goddamn, he even zooms in on her credentials or badge.
Yeah. And something that she brought up there that I find interesting, because I'm kind of studying this aspect of, is there really good and evil, or is there one source? And I think it's been quoted in quite a few old scriptures that there is no good and evil. There is just one power, whatever, you know, if you want to call it God or if you want to call it spirit or source. Yeah.
Like the hippies do.
Yeah. So there is no good and evil. And I struggle with this sometimes because, you know, there are things that seem really evil. And you think about like these satanic worshipers who do child sacrifices and who pray to demons and, you know, all of this stuff. So it's like, how do you discern what is truly evil? Or is it just like evil acts or evil parts in like a whole greater system that's all one being, one source of light? And like one ideology that I like is this idea that there is only one light. There is just a varying degree of light. So as you move, you know, further up the spectrum, it gets a brighter light. And if you go down, it is a lesser light, but that there's always light. And that's kind of what I like to think about.
Sam Tripoli likes that notion as well. He words it a little bit differently. He calls it lower frequency entities, and that they're the ones who are trying to steal the loosh from, like we talk about all the shit QAnon people got obsessed with, like the celebrities doing the adrenochrome. And are they trying to get the light from the more pure beings? It kind of seems like that's what is going on there. I mean, we'll do episodes that talk all about that coming up here, not too long from now.
Yeah. Do you have anything that dovetails nicely into this?
Yes.
Nice.
Everything I have.
I know, right? That's what I'm thinking.
I want to do this article real quick to set up some celebrity backlash and in the media getting intertangled into what celebrities are saying and celebrities who speak out. And, you know, like I always say, BLM to me stands for Black Liberals Matter, because as soon as you step out of those fucking parameters, you're no longer black. They ostracize you and throw you to the wolves. It's crazy. Like, look at what happened just recently with Larry Elder running against Newsom in the recall. As soon as he steps in there, LA Times calls him the black face of white supremacy.
Wow.
So you didn't hear that?
No.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
1 + 1 = 3 people.
Here's an article. CNN, Monday, September 20th. The title, these 4 words are helping spread vaccine misinformation. Any guess to what those 4 words are? I know you know already. So, ladies and gentlemen, 4 little words. Do your own research are hurting the U.S. pandemic response. CNN's chief media correspondent Brian Stelter said on Reliable Sources Sunday. That glorified little fucking pig. And it is having a real consequences as personalities from Nicki Minaj to Sean Hannity continue to promote the idea. I never thought I'd see those two lumped together in my entire fucking life. Clown world here, folks. Minaj helped raise doubts about COVID-19 vaccines on Twitter last week, claiming she would only get the shots once she'd done enough research. It may seem like a reasonable, even positive attitude, and it is favored talking point echoed by many in the right-wing media. The problem is that most people simply don't know how to do their own research, especially when it comes to understanding the complexities of medical science. The concept has lately become associated with COVID-19 and QAnon, but the phrase "do your own research" dates back to the 1890s when it was associated with skepticism surrounding the smallpox vaccine. Renee DeResta, researcher manager at the Stanford Internet Observatory, said on Reliable Sources. You know who Renee DeResta is? God, what was the name of that? Joe Rogan had her on. It was the people that were really concerned about
my God.
Russian bots.
Her name.
Dude, did you just gematria her? And you blew the eardrums out of everybody.
I know. I'm so sorry, guys. It's
Renee DeResta. Dude, we need to look her up.
Her name equals 201, and if you aren't familiar with Event 201, you should really look it up because it's a whole frickin' bag of worms for the simulation that was Event 201 coronavirus before the coronavirus actually happened. there's a whole bunch of other 201s also in regards to everything that's been going on with coronavirus. Researcher at Stanford, of course.
No. Yeah, that I know was in the article.
She is the co-founder of Vaccinate California. And also I wanted to mention that article that you brought up, the time that it was published, if you want to look at that, it was at 11:13. And the numerology of that number, if you add it up, equals 6.
New Knowledge was the name of the organization.
New Knowledge. Wow, that doesn't sound like
she was pushing
New World
this
Order
shit on Joe Rogan a couple years ago and just claiming that there was fuckery afoot in the Trump-Clinton election. And then, you know what New Knowledge did? The only Russian RT, the only Russian bots to meddle in U.S. elections belong to Democratic-linked experts.
But you know, Facebook would and YouTube would tell us no trust Russia Times because they're funded by the Russian government.
So these guys got caught fucking with the Alabama election. So you can look into this yourself, folks. We're going to get back to our regular story, but Renee DeResta, don't trust that bitch. I mean, once you get caught.
What's the name of her company?
New Knowledge. And I don't know if it's her company, but she was the one like pushing the shit that they were uncovering about the Russiagate shit that is all fake, but she was blowing that up on Rogan. The notion of doing your own research is not a bad idea in itself, DeResta said, as it's important to maintain a healthy level of skepticism about information being fed to you. But in today's media environment, fueled by clicks and engagement, it's all too easy to come across misleading data that confirms biases. Nobody's going to the library and looking up authoritative sources to do their own research. Yael Eisenstadt, a Future of Democracy fellow at the Berggruen Institute, said. And although DeResta believes that Minaj didn't have ill intent, there are others who do, and they are pushing people away from credible sources for their own gain. Eisenstadt said that to help combat this phenomenon, the media needs to be more transparent in its COVID reporting, especially when it comes to COVID. So, this article is just a little intro into what I'm going to show you. One thing from Bill Maher and another thing from Nicki Minaj. And Bill Maher, I used to really love him. I mean, do you know who he is?
Yep.
So my stepdad sometimes would watch Politically Incorrect when I was in my early teens. And I thought he was funnier than shit. And I hadn't seen, like, you know, I grew up in southern Idaho for the most part, and I hadn't seen like some liberal guy talking shit and acting all fucking tough and being funny. It was just kind of new to me. And then I started watching his show a little bit more when he moved over to HBO, Real Time with Bill Maher. But in the last few years, I just think he's gotten kind of gross. But every once in a while, something happens that makes me, it's just like the old Bill Maher surfaces. And check this out.
I have to cite a survey that was in the New York Times, which is a liberal paper, so they weren't looking for this answer. But they were talking about this. The question was, what do you think the chances are that you would have to go to the hospital if you got COVID? And Democrats thought that was way higher than Republicans. 41% of Democrats, and the answer is between 1% and 5%.
Okay.
41% of Democrats thought it was over 50%. Another 28% thought it was 20 to 49%. So 70% of Democrats thought it was way, way, way higher than it really was. Liberal media has to take a little responsibility for that, for scaring the shit out of people. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's much harder for every touring act to sell tickets in blue states.
Oh, interesting.
They're afraid to go out of the house.
I see.
Whereas in red states, it's all good to go. So I just want to say to those people in San Rafael and Pittsburgh and New York, I ain't going to give it to you. I promise. It's safe. We're doing everything we can. There's distancing. There's masking. Enjoy. Live life.
You did get it in May.
Embrace life.
You did get it.
I got it after I was vaccinated.
You got it after you were vaccinated, right? And you wouldn't.
And I had no symptoms. That may be because I was vaccinated, but let's not even get into that, because I know you and your boyfriend, Howard Stern, are very paranoid about this, but it's a little weird that I got it after. But now many people have had that same situation.
Yes. I know people very well who have.
Look, bottom line is we know if you're vaccinated, you almost never die from it. So, look, I'm for whatever is getting America back to where I can see the James Bond movie in the theater.
One of the... You know, I agree with about 75% of what he was saying. He's still peddling some fear. And
well, he probably had to be really careful about what he said on that program.
Well, I loved that he lumped in Howard Stern, because that pussy has just fucking become the most unreasonable voice out there. And too bad, too, because we all know what a trailblazer he was for free speech. And then he got all big, went over to internet radio. Started ostracizing anybody doing the same thing he was. He's just a prick. And he's one of those people who Jimmy Kimmel and him, maybe this is why Bill Maher lumped them together, have both said on their shows that I showed you the Jimmy Kimmel one. They said, if you are vaccinated, you should be turned away from medical care, basically.
If you aren't vaccinated.
If you're unvaccinated.
Right. Yeah. Medical bias at its finest.
And also, I love what he's saying here about how, if we go back to that previous article, the CNN Brian Stelter show article, it looks as though doing your own research means for most people just reading the New York Times. And what is New York Times leading people to believe? And it's them who did the survey, but where do you think these people are getting their information? It's from those networks and from the New York Times.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, liberal media is scaring the shit out of people. I mean, it's like he's mad at them because they're stopping people from coming to his shows. But
I mean, understandably so. That's his livelihood. I mean,
I want everybody to realize this one thing, and you've probably all heard this at one point or another, and don't forget this when you see stuff like this. These interviews are not spontaneous. They are rehearsed.
Yeah.
The great Norm Macdonald, rest in peace. You know about him?
That guy sounds familiar. Isn't he one of the OG?
He's a comedian that was on Saturday Night Live. He's from Canada originally. And,
okay.
I mean, he's one of the driest. He went on The View.
That sounds familiar.
Can we watch this real quick?
Yeah, sure.
It's a little side tangent.
Hi,
what's up, man?
Okay, Norm, you're Canadian.
Yes, I am.
So what do you think of this whole presidential mess?
Well, I hope that the Democrats don't steal the election from the winner, you know, but who knows?
You like George Bush, don't you?
I love George Bush, man. He's a good man, decent, you know, none of this. And he's, you know, he's not a liar, a crook, murderer, or anything like that. So it'd be good to get the. See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to. You're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does work.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need to talk about that.
I don't want to get into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question.
So get with it. There you go.
This is a live show.
Why? Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up.
Shut up. Look, okay. Let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
Norm, did you ever hear the word?
The phone is ringing.
I certainly hope that's somebody calling to tell you to go home.
Oh, no.
Dude, you got a phone ringing.
Oh.
Answer the phone.
Hello? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. The thing is this. You know Matt Strauss?
Yeah, the producer.
The producer. He told me it would be funny. He said, like, why don't you carry a cell phone on and then let it ring and then pretend like there's a guy on it?
Is there anybody on it?
No, it's a thing. Pretend.
You know what, Norm? You're a dead man.
Here, you talk to him, man.
You know what, Barbara? Laura. You know what you said about rage at work?
Give this man a plate of soup and tell him to shut up.
Listen, not only have you annoyed us, but I've read that you have actually annoyed one of your idols. Who is that?
Oh, the great Bill Cosby.
Yeah, what'd you do?
Oh my God, I love that guy. He's my hero, you know, just like you, maybe Bill Clinton would be your hero. I love.
There's no stopping you, is there?
No, you seem to like Bill Clinton.
Really, and this man leads into our show on Friday night.
I know.
It's all right, his career's over after this anyway. Who cares? Go ahead, Norm.
No, Bill Clinton, who's a great man, obviously. You know, everybody has their opinions, right?
Mm-hmm. Are you moving along?
No,
You're
Bill
going to get to the point.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Oh, God. Cosby.
What's in that coffee? What are you drinking in there?
Now, Bill Cosby is a great man, first of all. There has never been any accusations toward Bill Cosby about any...
Will you just tell us what you did about Bill Cosby?
Oh, I met him. I opened for him at a club, and he was a great man, you know. He's my hero of all time. You know how funny Bill Cosby
Yeah,
is, right?
so get to the point. I'm going past menopause. Make the point. Let's go.
Not everything has a point.
We are learning that, okay?
The Bill Cosby thing is this.
Dear God.
I met Bill Cosby. We're all fans of Bill Cosby, right, Barbara?
Yeah.
What? Yes. Why don't we talk about the millionaire?
Oh, yeah, you know what? Tonight, Norm and I...
please. I like Bill Cosby. Let's talk about the millionaire.
Norm MacDonald and I are on The Millionaire tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell him about that, how you thought he's dumb today. Where do you see him tonight?
People always told me Hollywood was like incredibly liberal and biased, and I thought it was untrue. But
You want to talk about the millionaire?
Yes, I do.
You have 10 seconds to talk about the millionaire. You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.
Is that why I've never heard of him before?
Well, you haven't
Did
heard
he
of him
get doxxed
before
afterwards,
because
or
you
what?
don't watch TV.
True that.
But hey, guys.
No.
This was from the year 2000. I mean, he's already fucking calling out Cosby, dude.
Yeah, he was.
This is, what, like 18 years before? Or
Right.
even 19?
There's definitely no
Maybe 17.
accusations. Yeah, that was amazing.
He's such a great man.
Yeah.
But they didn't say what he did to piss him off. But anyway, this was a big side tangent just to make the point that Norm MacDonald always liked to talk about how he never would stick to the rehearsed script on these late night shows. Apparently, he didn't either here.
Yeah.
But this is one of my favorite clips of all time.
That's
because,
great.
You know, I love when people call out my biological father for his recreational activities. I mean, but dude, he didn't back down one iota.
No.
Barbara Walters is getting fucking pissed. She's trying
I thought
to
she was going to slit his throat.
The one lady, I don't know her name. She was sitting
either.
to the left of Barbara. She walks over and puts her hand over his mouth. I mean, that's not sanitary. He had cancer for the last 10 years and nobody knew. He didn't tell anybody. I mean, you want to talk about somebody going on live TV talking about Bill Clinton getting cancer? If you
Right.
want to get your tinfoil hat on.
Yeah.
Or he just got cancer. Either way, what a stand-up dude, man. He never backed down. He laughed into the face of controversy, and he also did not milk sympathy for his, you know, he could have squozed that for what it was worth. You know, people love to be victims. And I mean, I'm not going to say what I was just thinking, but there's certain people who, if they got cancer, they would just be tweeting about it hundreds of times a day.
Yeah.
Anyway, so my whole point about that tangent is Bill Maher rehearsed saying that Jimmy Kimmel knew everything he was going to say. It just reminds me of almost too the Jon Stewart thing when he goes on Stephen Colbert and everybody's like, you remember? He's blasting the notion that it wasn't created in a lab.
I think so,
He's
yeah.
going off on the name of the disease is the name of the research center. And everybody's like, he's so brave. And it's like, dude, Colbert knew he was going to do that. It was the way to say to everybody, look, it's okay now to think this because Brett Weinstein and Heather, his wife, were getting taken off fucking YouTube months ago for saying that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's okay. So Jon Stewart goes on the biggest mouthpiece for the CIA I think there is out there. It's fucking Stephen Colbert. And even some people I really respect and like were going, oh, he's so cool. He's so brave. And you know what? Jon Stewart, He's one of them I can stomach. Probably because he stepped out of the scene for the last several years. He'll probably disappoint me like all the rest of them have. This is something we've probably all heard of. I know that you just watched a long clip about it.
Yeah. Nicki Minaj tweeting.
About 2 good minutes.
I'm really trying, y'all. I'm really trying to deal. So Nicki Minaj is now trending because Nicki Minaj posted this on Twitter. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're not comfortable with your decision. Make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. 5,297 retweets.
Okay, so they just talked shit about her for a while.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And
like everybody else did.
Well, we're going to go on to some of the heavy hitters. This is a woman on my favorite news network, MSNBC, Joy Reid.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay,
She's got her white handlers to either side.
You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you. And they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God. As a fan, as a hip-hop fan, as somebody who was your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
Gather around the TV. We've got news tonight on the COVID vaccine and Nicki Minaj. And this is the truth, everybody. These are the facts, okay? That's what we're all about here. Facts first. Now, you may have seen that Nicki Minaj said that she was invited to the White House after she tweeted some misinformation just a few days ago saying that her cousin in Trinidad, quote, won't get the vaccine because his friends got it and he became impotent, and then there were some other things that I shall not say. Trinidad and Tobago knocked down that misinformation. And now a source tells me tonight that she has not been invited to the White House. So that's a tweet that's now involved two governments. And administration officials tell CNN's Jeff Zeleny, quote, as we have with others, we offered a call with Nicki Minaj and one of our doctors to answer questions that she has about safety, the safety and effectiveness of the vaccine. And that's a lesson in how to reach people with facts, not with social media fights, not with name calling. Like I said, facts first. In this environment, we need people to step up, right? You want to hear the story about Nicki Minaj? Nicki Minaj has a huge following. Everyone with a platform has a responsibility. Now, we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? This is an emergency situation. That's why I want to use this platform to make this point, okay? So listen, there's a group of people out there who have been hesitant, even some in my own family. And Nicki Minaj has a big influence. She might be able to make a difference. I'm not here to talk about name calling or fights on Twitter. I'm here to talk about meeting people where they are. That's the only way we're going to get through to people. So I hope that Nicki Minaj does talk to those doctors, that she gets educated, and through this, her fans are educated as well. That is the best outcome for everyone. So like I've been saying, the well of the American electoral system has been poisoned by lies.
So this is what this guy uses his platform for.
Of people. And so I think we have to stop coddling people when it comes to this and the vaccine, saying, oh, you can't shame them. You can't call them stupid. You can't call them silly. Yes, they are. The people who aided and abetted Trump are stupid because they believed his big lie. The people who are not getting vaccines, who are believing the lies on the internet instead of science, it's time to start shaming them. What else? Or leave them behind. Because they are keeping the majority of Americans behind. You didn't feel that way about the polio vaccine. You don't feel that way about measles, mumps, rubella when it comes to your children, and all of a sudden this vaccine is different. What's different about it? The only different thing about it is because of your politics today.
The people talking about, well, I don't know what's in the shot, Chris. I don't know what's in that shot.
I'll tell you what's not in it.
Hold on,
a tracking device.
Yeah. Let me finish this. You know what they get shots in nowadays? In their rear ends. They're getting shots to make it bigger. They're getting shots in their face. They don't know what's in Botox. They don't know what's in this stuff. Nothing wrong with Botox.
People don't know what they eat,
Look,
what they drink,
I tried it
what they
once.
smoke.
My eyebrow went up. I don't have it now. As you can see, I got all these wrinkles. Everybody asks me when I'm going to get. You need Botox. But listen, nothing wrong with Botox.
Clearly.
But I'm saying, do people really know what's in stuff that they
sponsor
inject in their
CNN
bodies
probably.
all the time? And they're
What
like,
they eat, what they drink?
eat, what they drink. Stop it. Stop it with the ignorance. And we have to stop saying, oh, well, you have to listen to people. And no, you don't. These people are being harmful to the greater good. You don't have to listen to a minority of people who are being harmful to the greater good and who are not acting on logic, reason, and science. I had an issue, I told you, Chris, when my family was here, and they were saying, well, I don't know, I just don't know. I said, you know how you got here to visit me in New York? You took an airplane. What is that? Science. Right? You know why people live to be older than 40, 50,
engineering.
60 years old these days? Science.
mRNA airplane.
Medicine. No one questions that. You know why people, you know what is so contradictory about it? When people get sick, they go into the hospital and they say, throw it all, give it to me, inject it, put it in me. And you're going to pay a whole lot of money. And you're going to tax the medical system when you could have gotten it for free and you wouldn't be in that position in the first place.
You're going to question the vaccine, but you want to take a horse dewormer. But look, here's the thing. I accept everything you've just said.
All right. I'm so sick of this horse dewormer argument because it's like it's been prescribed to humans since the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you were to take an antibiotic.
Yeah.
You could use the same argument because there's antibiotics for animals too. Once you find out something works on
vitamin
humans,
C
you can
or
use it on
anything.
Yeah. Okay, so I keep watching this shit and I'm going, how do black people feel about being talked down to? Because this is what he's saying. He wants Nicki Minaj to be saying the same thing. Joy Reid wants Nicki Minaj to be repeating their talking points. And when she steps out of line, they ostracize her. And I got to assume, just by the numbers behind vaccinations, that most black people probably think these guys are full of shit. So I went digging and I found this guy, and I think I'm going to subscribe to his channel. But check out his video in rebuttal to all of this.
Oh, nice.
Way better than CNN's graphics.
And that beat, though.
Yo, what up? This your boy Uncle Luke. I got some shit on my mind. You know, everybody want to jump on Nicki Minaj for not going to the Met Gala because Nicki said she needs to do more research on the vaccine or whatever was said. That's that lady prerogative. And then when you have people like Don Lemon, a person who hates fucking hip hop, who's put it on the record and saying his, his disgust and his dislike, and he went after hip hop on numerous occasions because he's a part of the fucking boule. You can't say nothing. You can't question hip hop, Don. You're not the fucking spokesman for black people. We don't like you. Okay? We don't like you. You're not our spokesman. You speak for Oprah, Gayle, and all the rest of that shit. Those are the people you speak for. Y'all are not in touch with us. It's us and it's y'all. CNN, you need to put one of us on TV. MSNBC, you need to put one of us on TV. Because it's two different types of black people in this country. And these are the people who keep us against each other, but don't realize that they are the very reason for the disconnect of the African American community. Because what happens? These conglomerates at these white networks, they sought after individuals like the Don Lemons and the people of them of the world to do what? If you are willing to go after African Americans, you can get a job here. But if you're not, and if you become pro-black, like the Jamel Hills and all of these very outspoken African Americans, you cannot work on our network. You get fired. You get sent off into podcast land. But we keep the ones who are willing, and that goes for these damn sports shows too, the Stephen A's and all them of the world. If you are willing to go after African Americans and not white people with the same intent, you can work on these networks.
1.7 thousand likes and 52 dislikes. Nice. All right. So I just want to blast out where she's at right now. You wonder, is she backing down from this?
I'm curious.
Is that what that was?
That was she was live on
or
Instagram.
Live?
Yeah.
I don't know how any of that shit works. I was wondering what platform kept her.
For now.
Maybe they took her check.
So then the other one I'm wondering though is I've been seeing a lot. Yeah, she's supposed to have a check mark by her name. But I wonder, can you see the check mark when she's live? I would think so. Go back to that other video. Go back to the outro one.
Some dude put this on his show, Charlie Kirk show. His name sounds familiar.
Let me see here, though, if I go to her. So I did go to her Instagram page, and it does look like she's there. She went on for 14 minutes. So this is just a little bit.
Yeah. Someone cut out for their show.
Yeah. Like there's the possibility of fake audio and fake video now at this point.
Are you saying that that was fake news?
Not saying necessarily. I just
you were questioning why it didn't show her face.
Yeah,
dude, we already know what fucking technology they have.
Exactly,
because you can take anybody who's got over 40 hours and make of audio and make them say anything seamlessly.
The most recent thing is that there's a company who has found a place that will impose your face on a sex tape.
I'm gonna do it.
They didn't reveal the company, but that means anybody could get blackmailed for anything.
Well, that's the thing, is when this stuff becomes that way, you're not going to be able to believe anything you hear or see.
That's why I already don't believe anything I hear and see, because I think the technology is already available. And
you are a crazy, kooky conspiracy theorist. You know that?
I'm a player, man.
You've become full player. So you got something for us?
I think I want to go to Australia really quick just to paint a picture of what's going on down under.
Check out our fellow Aussies. See how they've been doing since we talked about them.
Just go back for the time being.
The cops can do that fucking job. That's going to be a fucking issue. It's telling everyone the correct fucking time. That's fucking paper.
Go back to your room.
So this is somebody filming something going on?
What?
This is somebody filming something that's going on?
See what I fucking mean? Get the fuck back in your room, you cunt. Too fucking late. I can't get back in the fucking room.
Fuck. Is this a hotel?
So he's saying he wants to go somewhere where the walls won't cave in. Poor guy.
Over a fucking fortnight I've been here. I'm not fucking staying here any fucking longer. Why? Open the fucking door! That's how it's fucking done.
So it sounds like they want this guy to stay here longer.
Oh, he's just freaking out.
Which is concerning for me because he's stayed here for 14 days.
Mate, you gotta take me somewhere. someone fucking else.
Calm down or you're gonna get fucking gas.
Fucking do it then.
Alright, get back.
It's not gonna fucking change the fact that I'm fucking pissed off.
Stay there.
I don't even have a fucking crossword to fucking fill in.
Saying he doesn't even have a crossword to...
Yes! Except there's no fucking, it's Barry. If you weren't fucking listening, it's fucking locked.
I feel for these guys. This is shit. This is hotel quarantine.
12 fucking clock, midnight. What the fuck is the point of that? I live 3 hours away.
Stay there.
So he's supposed to be at 12 o'clock midnight.
For how fucking long? I'm not fucking staying here tonight.
Stay back.
Just where my fucking room is. This is fucking
Move your bag. Move your bag.
Move me to a different fucking place.
Close the door. Don't fucking come out again.
Do you know what? I reckon he's been here 2 weeks. This is out of control. This is police quarantine. This is shit. This is totally shit.
Go join him.
Poor guy. Fucking hell.
Help him out.
People go crazy in hotel quarantine. I relate to it big time. Fuck. You obviously know there's a guy going off his head. Listen, why is he going off his head? Is it because he's supposed to be let out and you guys haven't let him out? Can someone call me? Can a doctor call me? Because I find this really disturbing. Hi, there's a guy going off his head. You obviously know that. There's a guy going off his head upstairs. He's punching walls. Yep. Can I ask why is he doing that? Is he supposed to be released from police quarantine? Yeah, but... Jeez, okay, bye.
You can't tell him that. They won't be able to tell him that information. Man, he's starting to panic. He was kind of like amused at the beginning. Now he's like, this is going to be me in 2 weeks.
Fuck. I think he's my next door neighbour. I don't think he's having a good day. But I heard him say, I'll say it again, that he was supposed to be released. And this is what I get worried about. I'm supposed to be released at 11:59 on Tuesday night. And he's still here. And I reckon I'm scared that after spending 14 days here, 338 hours in one room with no air, and then they tell you can't leave, I reckon I would go off as well. People can't understand the insanity of hotel police quarantine.
It's prison.
You can't get any fucking air in here at all. It's madness.
Can't he open a window?
Absolute madness.
I don't know.
Apparently not.
And you have, what do you have, 7 tests in here? Like he's negative COVID. I feel for this guy. He's surrounded by police.
But yeah, isn't that fucking nuts, dude? I don't want to go to Australia anymore. I mean, we already kind of leaning not go there, but I mean, my God, police quarantine. That's like Hotel California.
So do you have?
Welcome to the hotel quarantine.
Such a lovely place. So, do you know the context of this? Are these guys who were contact traced and they were exposed to somebody?
I don't know the full backstory.
Did they test negative or positive?
I don't know the full backstory.
You know what's creepy as fuck to me? Something I noticed. When He's sitting there and he's really starting to panic. You can see for the first time that he's like knowing this is him in 2 weeks. He's holding the phone, and if you look in the background on the TV, there's a commercial for more advanced COVID tests.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It says, new results in minutes. Black Mirror, dude.
Yeah.
Jesus
seriously.
Christ. I hope that's a fake video, but I don't think it is. And what else? What about this? What if they just put that guy in there to scare the shit out of everybody? And they're like, this is what happens if you think you want to leave, and they're going to end up gassing him or whatever. But it's probably real. But
yeah,
they could also just fucking do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so far out of everything we've looked at today, that one scared me the most.
That's pretty scary, huh?
It's like a scene out of a fucking movie.
So this is just a breakup of the scariness for some humor, but also kind of scary. A little sketch by this guy on YouTube named Tyler Fisher.
Dude, I know that guy.
Excuse me. Gonna need to see your proof of vaccination. Oh. You know we got the new mandate going on.
Right, sorry. I have the app.
Oh, Moderna, huh? Heard that one knocks you on your ass. I got the Pfizer.
Oh, you're a Pfizer guy. I hear Moderna's better, but not gonna judge, you know. The new normal.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Vaccine passport? Yeah, but I need proof of at least 10 booster shots.
1 year later.
9, 10, 11. Where's the... Okay, AIDS vaccine passport. I'm gonna need to see an allergy test. Lyme disease. Chickenpox. H1N1. Rabies tag. H1N2. I'm gonna need to see some polio papers.
Seriously?
Nah, I'm just kidding about that one. But I will need to see a syphilis passport.
Oh, of course.
H1N3. H1N4. All right, proof of the herpes vaccine. And what about the herpes booster?
I literally got it like 10 minutes ago.
Let's see it. All right, hand, foot, and mouth disease. H1N5, H1N6, prostate exam. Whooping cough. I'm gonna need your Netflix password. HPV.
I actually have HPV.
I need proof to show solidarity to the HPV community. I'm gonna need to see your Blockbuster card. Tetanus. Negative test for the Black Plague. Tetanus booster.
I don't have it.
I'll give it you now. Proof of political party. Proof of diversity.
Are you serious?
We already have 2 white guys in there, okay? That's our limit.
Okay, I'm Jewish.
What do you think this is, 2021? You're gonna have to be way more oppressed than that to get in here. You got like a 23andMe test results?
Yes, yes.
50% Ashkenazi Jew. 0.000027 Native American. Why didn't you just tell me that? You got an anti-racist card? All right, now I just gotta check your white guilt score. 9.7, wow, not bad, man. Not bad. Just gotta scan you for male toxicity. Okay, quick set of questions. Would you have sex with a trans woman?
Yes.
Can men have babies?
Yes.
What are your pronouns?
He, him, they, them.
Do all lives matter?
Yeah, no.
Quote from Broad City to prove you can hang with gay people.
Yes, queen.
I'm sorry?
Yes!
Yeah, that's better. How many statues have you toppled this month?
9.
You support the police?
No.
Are all Trump supporters racist?
Yes.
How many abortions have you paid for?
5.
I'm gonna need to see your punch card. All right, 4 more and your 10th one's free. How many people have you canceled this month?
18, 19 including my grandmother.
Racist?
No, she still likes Louis C.K.
Ooh, even worse. Ever been Me Too'd?
No.
Me 3'd?
No.
Me 4'd?
Nope.
Me 5'd?
Nope.
Me 7'd? Me 69'd? All right, I'm gonna show you some photos of women holding power jobs. Tell me what word comes to mind.
Brave. Brave. So brave.
That's not bad. I need proof of a black friend. Okay, how many pronouns are there?
92,627.
All right, and finally, I need you to recite the full sexuality acronym.
LGBTQIAONMPZ / question mark, greater than sign, less than sign, squiggly mark, a peace sign, @ sign, hammer and sickle, poop emoji, and symbol for titanium.
All right, just put your mask on and show them your receipt.
You know, I actually lost the receipt, so...
How are we supposed to give you your laundry if you don't have the receipt? Get the
That's
out
the
of here,
dystopian
stupid
future we
bigot.
have to look forward to. I hope not, but
I like that we lightened it up a little bit.
yeah, just to break up the reality.
Because we're gonna get real dark again.
Oh fuck!
You know, we don't always like to talk about our political leanings. People know that we lean a certain way. Now, just to set up a little context and some background information on this next video, I know that I think I told you this. Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh, I saw she's been saying some shit lately.
Well, she's gone full retard. And it's sad to me because I gave her money a couple times even, but when she started running...
You idiot.
I know. What I did, knowing that it would keep her on the debate stage...
Sure it did, yeah.
So what happened was, in the Democratic primary of 2016? No,
15?
well... Noteworthy enough, she broke with the Democrats after Hillary stole the primary from Bernie, and that's kind of how she came onto the scene. And then she got that sweet coveted Rogan bump. So she ran for president in 2020, and you had to have these numbers could be off, but I believe you had to have 60,000 individual donations to be on the debate stage. And when she reached that, they changed it to 120,000. They doubled it just because they didn't want her up there. This is the official narrative. So I gave her money once, and then I'm pretty sure I gave her money twice, but I gave her money at least once. I have never donated to a political candidate in my entire life, and the reason I like her so much is because my main issue with American politics is our foreign policy. And if you ever had somebody like her and the shit that she was saying back then on the debate stage, I thought that was of value. I knew she wouldn't stand a chance of winning. But as soon as the shit started, it was very theatrical. I mean, she immediately kneecapped Kamala Harris in the first debate.
Now, Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
And I got a little skeptical because even though I loved seeing what she did to Kamala, it looked a little too theatrical for me.
Sure.
So much so that I almost think they were setting up 2024 Gabbard on the Republican ticket against Kamala Harris, who will obviously be president by then. I mean, Biden might have a few days left in him. But anyway, you can call me on that if it doesn't happen, but I look at these things that they do, and it's just like they're putting little seeds in the back of her head. And I think she might switch to Republican. She's kind of leaning that way recently. So anyway, this, just to give you a notion, I thought she was anti-war. I thought she was all the things about American foreign policy that I'm for. She's a veteran herself. Medevac unit served a few tours in the Middle East wars and then came back and wanted to put a stop to regime change wars. So when I saw this video, I was fucking pissed. And I'm going to show you the video. And then I'm going to drop over to Dave Smith, Part of the Problem. That's the name of his podcast. And I did just say that I learned my lesson with Tulsi, but this man's talking about possibly being on the libertarian ticket. And he's a comedian.
I'll always vote libertarian just to say fuck you to the others.
I mean, but this guy actually is a libertarian he's not hardcore libertarian. He just basically takes those, the standards that they've laid out, and he's really logical about it. So if he happens to get on the ticket, man, we'll be blasting it here. And I mean, he's a stand-up comedian. He has zero experience in politics. So everybody out there might be saying, well, yeah, but look at Trump.
Right.
And
I mean, there's been plenty of presidents who have not had.
I mean, this
any-
guy is actually politically aware.
Right.
That's all he fucking does. He comes from the podcast Legion of Skanks, which is hilarious. And if he ever does run, they're gonna pull up so many fucking clips.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I mean, they're already doing it.
Yeah.
He got protested at his last live stand-up event. There's like a group of 20 people outside of his the club he was playing. But anyway, so we're gonna play the video, and then we're gonna go to Dave Smith's reaction to it, because Dave Smith is much like me. He loved the idea of having her voice out there. And his reaction to this video encapsulates anything I could ever say, only he does it way better and with way more rage. And this guy never goes off. He keeps his cool. But here we go. I think that's enough of a setup. Here's my best Tucker Carlson.
For weeks, the Biden administration told us that a drone strike had killed a group of ISIS-K terrorists, whatever that is, in Kabul, and there were secondary explosions that proved they were suicide bombers. But they were lying. Forced by the New York Times to admit it, they've now conceded they killed a number of innocent people, including children. Here's the interesting part. Mistakes happen. But in this case, no one in the Pentagon has been punished for this mistake or for lying about it. We thought it'd be interesting to see what Tulsi Gabbard thinks about this. She's a former member of Congress from Hawaii. She served in Iraq as a member of the Hawaii Army National Guard. She's still serving the country in the military. She joins us tonight. Congresswoman, thanks so much for coming on. So you get to lie. I mean, this will not shock you because you've seen it so much, but you get to lie about the loss of human life. You get caught and nothing happens to you? What kind of system is that?
I mean, this kind of accountability is critical. I want to point out first that anytime there are civilian casualties in war, it is tragic and terrible. Yeah. War is a terrible thing. And I think it's important for the American people to understand that Islamist jihadists are continuing to wage war against us. And the Islamist ideology, not the same as the religion of Islam, but this Islamist ideology, which is a political ideology that inspired the terrorist attacks on our country on 9/11, is the greatest threat that we're facing right now in this country and the world. It is the foundation of governance of so-called Islamic countries like Turkey and Iran and Saudi Arabia and Pakistan. And it's what's behind the discriminatory policies that they have in these countries against Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, atheists, and others. So as long as these Islamist jihadists are waging war against us, we have to work to defeat them militarily and ideologically. And militarily, we have two choices in how we do that. Number one, we can continue to invade and occupy and nation build in countries around the world, just as we did in Afghanistan at great cost. Number two, we can take a targeted approach using airstrikes, using our special forces to go in and go after these terrorist cells. The reality is that the cost to the American people, the cost to our troops, the cost to civilians will be far less if we take this very targeted approach to go after these jihadist terrorist cells than if we continue making the very same mistakes that we saw in Afghanistan and other parts of the world of invasion, occupation, and nation building.
So in order to do that or to affect any successful military strategy, you have to have competent people running things.
Fuck that. All right.
Even Tucker looked like he was like a little.
Well, he's just giving her the.
I don't know how he keeps that face for so long.
Dude, it must hurt. All right. Where are we at here?
And other parts
okay, just pause it. Pause it right there. God fucking damn it, Tulsi. God fucking damn it. I mean, look, I'm not going to pull any punches on this segment. And if there are some people listening to this who, because I know we have a certain portion of our audience who are kind of like right-wingers who haven't completely given up on all this fucking idiotic shit, but I don't care. That's not what you fucking listen to my show for. So just fucking deal with this. And if this upsets you emotionally, then good. You need to hear this. Okay, Tulsi, you're the terrorist. That's what you sound like right now. You're the fucking terrorist. Fucking focusing on this ideology that has declared war on us. You were just asked about murdering a family with babies. That's what the question was about. And no one being held accountable. And your answer is how evil their ideology is. That they're this Islamist ideology, which isn't fucking, you know, it's not really Islam, but it is this political ideology, which she broadly defines as Turkey, Iran, Saudi Arabia. Like, what? Just these entire fucking nations, some of whom hate each other's guts, some of whom are allies, you know, just all of them. That's just it. Their ideology is so evil. Is their ideology so evil that it would justify killing babies and no one being held accountable for it? Oh yeah, because that's what you're doing right now. By the way, Tucker Carlson has her on because she's anti-war lady, and he's setting her up to just be like, yeah, this is a fucking outrage. You can't kill babies. No ramifications, no accountability, no punishment, nothing. You don't even lose your job. I don't need, like, what's the appropriate punishment for killing a baby? Like, think about that. What's the appropriate punishment? Because I actually don't think death is good enough. I think you got to come up with something worse than death. But you're not even fired. I don't even think anyone responsible for this drone strike got a week of their pay docked. So you hear about that, and your response is, well, let me tell you how bad their ideology is. I mean, their ideology will allow them to kill innocent people. But we're nothing like that. But of course she says, well, no, this is the idea here is that we don't need to fight regime change wars. We just need to have these targeted strikes. Tulsi, we're talking about a targeted strike that just killed a bunch of babies. You dingbat. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is the one issue you're supposed to be good on. I don't get it. I don't get how anyone could have that much fucking cognitive dissonance that you're going to sit there and not realize you're the terrorist. You have the mentality of the terrorist right now. You're justifying why it's okay to go fucking kill innocent people because we're confronting this great evil. That's their ideology, except we actually did declare war on them. By the way, I'm not justifying them. They're evil for the same fucking reason that Tulsi Gabbard is evil right here. God damn it, dude. I gotta say, I'm done. I'm off the fucking Tulsi thing forever. If she can't even be good enough on the issue, listen, it's not like she's good on anything else. It's not like she's good on any other issue except fucking war. So fuck this. That's what you're going to say? Oh yeah, we really just need to be smart about this. We got to just be smart and just have targeted strikes. And by targeted, I mean Iran, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, you know, just targeted on gigantic countries that we fucking need to go to war with. That's it. Just fucking targeting. I mean, these targeted strikes are going to kill some babies, sure. But you know, babies got to die because Islamists who have declared war on us. Who exactly has declared war on us?
From I remember that's basically just rehashing Obama's argument and policy. That
she sounds like George W. Bush, dude. Like she's fucking worse than Obama rhetorically,
well,
but yes, that's his policy.
The
right.
shift was we have to be at war with these people. War is too expensive, so we're going to engage in targeted strikes. It's really tone deaf to be saying that in response to, but we just fucked up on these strikes.
Yeah.
And it's not a given that we need to be at war with these people. Also, like, we're gambling on, here's what we're doing. We're basically using robots to kill these people target from the sky.
Yeah.
So what happens when they get good enough drone technology or good enough robot technology that without going to war with us, they can kill kids over here? Like,
yeah.
Like, we actually have the opportunity to take the
left
moral
them a
high
bunch of
ground
our
and be like,
fucking
let's
shit.
not do this at all. And then in 10 years from now or 20 years from now, when they've got the technology to do this shit to us, how are we going to stop them?
Well, you know, that's an interesting point to make. But yeah, when you talk about moral high ground, like how the fuck can you judge this Islamist ideology? Let's say it's everything that fucking Tulsi Gabbard claims it is, you know, which is fucking bullshit. But again, I'm not saying there's no such thing as Islamist ideology. I'm just saying that she's defining it so broadly that you could justify a war with any of these fucking countries. But how do you have any moral high ground to judge this while you're like, as Scott Horton put it, while you're standing in a swimming pool of the blood of innocent people? judging their ideology. You literally just ducked a question about murdering innocent children with a, yeah, it's wrong. But when you're justifying or brushing away a drone strike like this, what are you going to do? Be like, you don't treat your people good. I mean, sure, we'll fucking murder them with a sky robot, but we'd like you to treat them good before we murder them with a sky robot. And, you know, if we do, we'll just say, yeah, whatever, that's not really the point. God damn it. God damn, is it painful to fucking listen to?
Creating having us versus them thinking and then working on that, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're going to have a them. Because everyone's just afraid of the other. That's all it is. If there's any argument for having third-party control monopoly over violence and having a police force, it's because otherwise people go, they're coming for me. I better go get them first.
And she says in that clip that the Islamist ideology is still the #1 threat that we face in the United States of America.
Is she not listening to the scientists on COVID?
Yeah, like, what planet do you live on? My fucking natural immunity bearing friend can't go to a restaurant.
Yeah, he got COVID.
Like, that people's lives have been destroyed just by the COVID regime. I could list off 100 fucking things that are bigger threats than fucking Islamists in Turkey. Are you out of your fucking mind? Saudi Arabia? Why are they a threat? They're a threat because they get my fucking taxpayer money to fucking launch a war of genocide in Yemen. They're a threat to the fucking Houthis. What the fuck are they? They're a threat to me. And the and the biggest threat, the biggest fucking threat. I mean, ask yourself honestly. Remove yourself from this fucking bullshit like ideology. And listen, like, I'm speaking directly to any of the fucking right-wingers who listen to this show who are somewhat sympathetic to that message. In real life, forget ideas and abstractions. In your real life, how much has Islamists been a threat to you? What have they done? What have they fucking done to you? Oh, and by the way, if it's Al-Qaeda or it's ISIS that you're thinking of, well, they were both fucking funded and armed, in the case of Al-Qaeda, trained by the CIA. Those are facts. So, okay. But just saying, even including them, what have they... Fucking cops are more of a threat to your liberty. Inflation's more of a threat to your liberty. The debt is more of a threat to your liberty. Fucking woke college professors are more of a threat to your fucking liberty than Islamists are. This is why fucking Ron Paul was the only real one. Because he's the only one who understood what actually motivated this whole fucking war. And if you don't want to look at that, then you're fucking done. And the thing that's so goddamn infuriating about it is that Tulsi Gabbard, here's the thing, right? You know what actually motivates this whole fucking war a lot more than the Islamist ideology does? Is what you just did. That the death of their children means next to nothing to you. I know a lot of religious people. Rob, you grew up in a religious fucking background, right? A lot of people, I'm sure, listening are very religious. Someone being a different religion than you, having like an extreme fundamentalist worldview or something like that, could it motivate you to kill some people? Okay, I'm not saying it can't. I'm not saying it can't be a contributing factor. Imagine your kids or kids of your family members or kids that you really cared about were killed and someone had the attitude that Tulsi Gabbard just had about them being murdered. You think that could motivate you to kill some people? Just ask yourself that question. Here, let's play a little bit more from her, see if she says something else awful. That's the end of the clip? All right, good.
Does the Tuck Man respond?
No, he just fucking gives her the Tucker look the whole time and is fucking real confused and like, but he clearly he set her up. Like, he clearly set her up to be like, how is this possible that there's no fucking accountability for any of this? And I'm not even saying, look, I'm not saying that we should kill the people who were responsible for this drone strike. I mean, I don't know. We should just stop doing all of this. But you would think if there was any decency, right? If there was any humanity, that if you were involved in something like that, you would just have the basic human decency to quit and just go like build schools for underprivileged kids for the rest of your life. That's all I'm asking. I'm not even asking that they get put up against a wall and executed. I'm just saying have the decency to quit, never speak in public again, wear a bag over your face for the rest of your life, and just do charity work for like the minimum, like bread and mud water or whatever you need to just survive another day. That's all I'm asking. Just go every day, get on your knees and beg Jesus Christ for forgiveness while you wear a bag on your head and maybe like, I don't know, like a bell so decent people can hear you when you're walking down the street and get out of your way because you smell like mud water. That's all I ask. God damn it. Oh, man, did that clip fucking infuriate me.
That really highlights just a really good...
Former State Senator Scott Wagner was no stranger to controversy when he was at the state capitol, and that's not changing now that he's back in the private sector. The Republican from York County told ABC 27 he's putting up 15 more billboards across the state showing Joe Biden and the caption, "Making the Taliban Great Again." Wagner is a vocal Trump supporter.
Listen, this is a real big deal that's going down in Afghanistan. I think I've made my point.
I know him.
And I
know who he is.
You know me. I'm gonna say what's on my mind, and this is what's on my mind, and now it's on a billboard.
Wagner says there are 15 billboards up now, and with those others on the way, he spent about $15,000 on them all.
A little political theater.
I love that. I think, if any of you guys want to like put a CPT billboard up,
you know what I see here?
What's that?
Yes, the CPT. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
CPT billboard. We're gonna actually get some stickers and just start slamming them around the neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
So, I think that's his initial step into running for president.
Oh,
Scott Wagner, 2024. Look out for it. You heard it here first.
Because he's gonna have some things to say.
You wouldn't do that for fun,
right?
That's a ploy.
It's definitely a stick that he's throwing out there.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean that whole Tulsi thing. I mean, I don't know. Can't say that I'm like 100% surprised.
Really?
Because I don't know.
Dude, she was my fucking babe.
I feel like nothing surprises me anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, of course. Like,
how do you live? How do you go on?
Well, and when Tucker set her up, he said something about how she's still working for the military. Did you catch that?
Yeah, she is. She's active.
Oh, okay.
She's National Guard now.
Yeah.
But she's active military.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I do think that if we watch the rest of the clip, I do hope that at least Tucker would have fired back. Because that's the only thing I like about that mouth-breathing fucktard. I mean, dude, his face, it's like if he asked somebody to peg him and then right in the middle of it, he changed his mind. That was the face he would be making. And Tucker, I get it. I've been there, but I don't make my face like that in public like he does, at least. Anyway, he's a fucktard too. We're going to go back to comedians since we've had Bill Maher and who's the other one?
I think I need another drink.
Let me go grab you one. So we've gone Bill Maher. We've gone the great Norm Macdonald. And dude, that fucking clip on The View.
That's pretty good.
It should be memorialized. As far as stand-up comedians go, and I think you and I'm not going to speak for you, but I am going to speak for you right now. We both love stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And I would pick Chris.
Get time to watch it.
I haven't watched it in a while, but I do see them assholes popping up in the media every once in a while. Bill Maher, for better or worse. Chris Rock, I would put him in the top 20 easily of best stand-ups of all time. You look at some of his older stuff.
Oh, fuck
I wanted to say top 10, but I've thought of 10 that are better than him.
There's some great ones, though, of him in the past.
I'd say he's easily top 20.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just my ranking system. You guys can disagree out there. But he's really been disappointing to me lately. And let's pretend for a moment that you don't know that the tweet I'm about to show you is from Chris Rock. So this is a tweet from Chris Rock, September 19th, 2021. Hey guys, I just found out I have COVID. Trust me, you don't want this. Get vaccinated.
I like the comment right below that. Wait, you worked on multiple movies and shows and didn't get vaccination?
So wait, here, this is a great comment because if you read this tweet, are you assuming he's not vaccinated?
That's what it fucking sounds like.
He is.
But trust me, you don't want this, even though I got vaccinated.
Well, it's kind of like what Bill Maher said. Yeah, maybe my symptoms would have been worse if I hadn't got vaccinated, but let's not even go down that path because he feels like we do. He's like, why the fuck did I get vaccinated?
Right.
So anyway, he is vaccinated, and it took the internet only a few minutes to figure that out and start fucking piling on. This must have been Jermaine Jones probably. Oh, he's being sincere. Get better. And so this guy's assuming Jermaine Jones, if you just look at the comment below, that he isn't vaccinated because that is what he is insinuating. But no, Chris Rock was vaccinated. And so I started thinking, like, what the fuck is his deal? And then I just remembered seeing this.
The governor called me up, and I'm here to do whatever is required.
Chris Rock and Rosie Perez made a surprise appearance at New York Governor Andrew Cuomo's daily press briefing to help deliver an important message. The governor welcomed the stars, who both grew up in the New York borough of Brooklyn, to really reiterate the importance of getting tested for COVID-19 and wearing a mask in public, because he joked he's just not cool enough to make people listen to his advice.
They're going to help communicate this message that it's important for an individual's health, for a family's health.
They have restaurant rules. Once your ass is in the seat, the mask can come off. Did you notice that? He walks in with a mask on.
Yeah.
What's going on with him, though? Did you notice how he's like really fidgety and looking under the fucking tablecloth?
A little bit, yeah.
Watch, let's just go back a little bit. Watch him sit down. He looks like he's got a fucking sniper rifle on him or something.
And it's important for all our health. We're one family in New York, one family in Brooklyn, one family in Queens, one family in New York City.
The stars both walked out donning gloves and masks and sat 6 feet apart from the governor to address the state.
You know, and I'm proud to be partnering with the governor to make sure that my hometown, my borough, my beloved borough, Brooklyn, and all of New York.
All of New York.
Impacted communities have their resources. They need to stop the spread of this virus and to help spread the word about what we all have to do.
She needs
to
notes
beat
to
this
remind
virus.
her of what she's
In
saying.
Brooklyn, there's a saying, spread love, the Brooklyn way.
She sounds like she's
and
shaking.
I want to extend
She
that
does sound like
to
she's shaking, yeah.
not just the outer boroughs.
You're starting to think
the
they've been on
tri-state
Epstein's Island or
area,
something?
But to all of America and to all the world. Spreading love, the Brooklyn way, means respecting your neighbors, respecting your communities. And the way you can do that is by getting tested, wearing a mask. That says, I
If this
love
wasn't
you,
an old video,
and you
they'd be
love
saying
me.
get vaccinated.
I respect you, and you respect me back.
The actress also noted that wearing masks
Distance
out of
yourself from
respect
hate.
for one another has nothing to do with politics.
I don't care who you voted for. I don't care
She
who
cares
you're
who I
going to
voted
vote
for.
All I care is that we get out of this pandemic as quickly as possible and as safely as possible.
Chris used his time at the press briefing to flex his comedic muscles a little bit while also drilling the importance of getting tested.
I got the test today. I just got tested to come out here.
Nice hat.
I got a 65, so just
passed.
Just
so
passed.
beneath him. That joke is so beneath him.
I'm actually, you know, we haven't been able
He
to
didn't write
perform
it.
or do any shows or anything. I'm looking at this microphone right
Yeah,
here. I'm like, wow. I just
Feels
want
good.
to. Can I just say hi, microphone? I've really missed you. I know it's been hard, but we're gonna get back together at some point, and it's gonna be even better than the last time.
Cuomo's got the
I will
Kamala
never
Harris
take you
laugh.
for granted. People need to get tested, and people need to make it a festive occasion. They need to posse up and get tested. Like all the crew is getting tested, and the family should get tested. And you know, if you love your grandmother, if you love your elderly mother, your elderly
If you
anybody,
love your
you
grandmother,
should get
you
tested.
love your elderly anybody.
I just can't believe that they came on wearing gloves.
This is back when people were dousing their
But what-
groceries and fucking rubbing alcohol when they got home from the store. This was so. I just wanted to show you because the tweet that he made about you don't want to get vaccinated was.
Yeah.
It just made me want to look back, and in fact, I should say what the date on that was.
Yeah, open that
for
back
for the sticklers. So that was May 28th of 2020.
Okay.
Just to give you some context. So he's not quitting. I mean, what compromising evidence do they have on him? You don't just do this shit for no reason. He's in the Tom Hanks club, I think. I mean, do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. What do you got next?
So this is going to be a total right turn here. Left turn, whatever. But this is something that has kind of been in the works for a little bit since Biden came into office. And it was part of, let me see here. It was part of the American Families Plan Tax Compliance Agenda from the U.S. Department of the Treasury. Now,
say that organization again?
The U.S. Department of the Treasury.
No,
So this is the agenda is the American Families Plan Tax Compliance Agenda. This is a long
mouthful of Orwell.
I know, right? This is a long document. It's 24 pages long.
When I think of family plan, that's the aisle I go into buy condoms at the grocery store.
So this agenda was released on May 2021.
Do I need headphones for this?
You will in a moment, yeah. So this whole document, I'll link this document below. There's another document that we're going to be referencing in a video. But this document, what it reads to me is, let me just go over the whole, just a little snippet of the summary and introduction. President Biden recently proposed the American Families Plan, advancing comprehensive and necessary investments in American children and families. To help support this important agenda and increase fairness in the tax system, the president also proposed a set of tax compliance measures to foster a tax system where Americans pay the taxes they owe. This report describes the president's tax compliance initiatives that seek to close the, quote, tax gap, which is the difference between taxes owed to the government and actually paid. According to the Treasury analysis, the tax gap totaled nearly $600 billion in 2019 and will raise to about $7 trillion over the course of the next decade if left unaddressed, which is roughly equal to 15% of the taxes owed. These unpaid taxes come at a cost to American households and compliant taxpayers as policymakers choose rising deficits, lower spending on necessary priorities, or further tax increases to compensate for the lost revenue. So they go on and on here. There's a whole bunch of things that they want to do to make it so that everybody's paying their fair share. And what this whole thing read to me was that they're desperate for more money. That's kind of what I got out of it.
But they better be. They're printing it out of thin air.
Exactly. But there's more to this story that was recently unveiled in the past week. This has been, coming out in the past week that, remember we talked about the IRS way back in Mockingbird because they were being
they were in the
audited.
Church Committee investigation too.
Mm-hmm. So the IRS is looking to get even more powers here, as we will see.
Well, I think we should give them whatever they want, obviously.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? My name is Joe Brown, and this is Heresy Financial. A couple days ago, the Treasury released an announcement about something that they're going to try and have the IRS do, which is basically they're going to try and have the IRS monitor every single transaction that happens in every bank account and every investment account, like your brokerage account, and that includes accounts at crypto exchanges like your Coinbase account. And so we're going to dive into the details here because this is kind of flying under the radar here. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, I'll link this document. It's straight from, as you can see, straight from the Treasury's website. I'll link it in the description below. We are going to be focusing on page 88. That is where this is talked about here. All right, so basically the reason for this is to try and prevent a loss of tax revenue from people who are either purposefully or accidentally misreporting their taxes, their income, especially for business accounts. They estimate $166 billion a year is lost revenue because basically when you're running a small business, if you submit your information for taxes, you're not telling the IRS every single expense and every single income. You're just netting them all together, basically. And so they're saying, okay, well, we need to know all the transactions. We want to collect that data because then we can make sure that you're, you're doing this accurately. Basically, auditing every single person, every single transaction, everywhere. And this information's already out there, right?
Get our money out of the bank.
This is something that
a lot of people are doing that.
The Patriot Act has been doing similar, not to this extent, but for 20 years now. So the proposal, it would create a comprehensive financial account information reporting regime. The use of the word regime there is just ironic. But financial institutions would report data on financial accounts in an information return. So this would, the burden would be placed on the financial institutions. So Fidelity, Chase, wherever you have any accounts, they would basically send your whole list of transactions to the IRS.
And they already do this on if you accrue more than so much interest on an account, then you get it's like a 1099 INT from the banks. So the banks do report
that's
interest
just paperwork
earned
that you got to fill out.
Well, no, this is something that the banks or the investment company will send to you if you've earned so much interest in a year, and you have to report that interest as interest earned, as income earned, basically. But this is
Would
a
you
whole
know
totally
that
different
number off the top of your head?
of what it is when they send
The
you
interest, yeah.
Oh god,
Interest
it's like
accrued.
pretty small. They'll send you one for pretty like almost pennies.
So they're just
But,
trying to monitor black market shit here. Or is it deeper?
a lot of the crypto people are saying this is so that they can monitor when you're buying crypto.
Did you see that China outlawed Bitcoin?
They've been talking about it for a
They
while.
did,
They've
though.
kind of been,
Officially outlawed it.
Was that recently?
Just this last week.
Oh, okay. Because I know that was like in
If
the
I'm wrong
books.
about that, I'm going to cut this out.
Well,
But
I know
I'm
that was
pretty
in the
sure
books
that's
for a
what it
while,
fucking said.
and
I just
the
heard
market
it
crashed for a
briefly
while
on the-
earlier.
I've been listening to right conservative talk radio in between my podcast and NPR.
Yeah.
It's what's in my car radio now instead of NPR since I get them on my podcast. And dude, they report on a lot of good shit. Like stuff like this.
Yeah.
That's how I heard about this.
Yeah.
But the number they gave was like fucking $1,000.
Well, so yeah, he's going to go over that. And it could be fluctuating because, this hasn't gone through a lot of places yet. I think this is going to be put into that infrastructure plan that's going to be going to pass.
Really? They're going to tie that
I
into
think that they're going to tie it all in there.
Because they're so related.
Yeah. Well, because how else are they going to get the money to do the infrastructure plan, right?
Print it. It's paper.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of crypto guys are freaking out because
that's what it's about.
You can't hide your crypto investments anymore. Let's let this guy who's the financial guru speak here.
Single, probably once a year, and they'd probably just have some basic software that would sift through all the data, and anytime you have a certain amount of suspicious transactions, some of the transactions that they're saying they're watching out for are let's see, a breakdown for outflows for physical cash. When you have a transaction with a foreign bank account or a foreign account, transfers to and from another account with the same owner. So if you got two bank accounts, there's let's say a suspicious amount or transaction amounts between accounts that you own. Those would be potentially flagged for somebody to look deeper into. So basically, you've heard me talk about central bank digital currencies a lot, right? That if you use a central bank digital currency, the main difference between that and just a regular bank account with dollars in it is that it eliminates the bank as the middleman, right? That's what a CBDC is. It's you have an account directly with the central bank instead of with a bank who then has their account with the central bank. And then that allows at one centralized source to have information to every transaction. Whereas right now, your bank has that information. And if you have, transactions over certain amounts or suspicious looking transactions where you have the same amount coming in and going out and somebody notices that, your bank teller notices that, whatever, then they file an anti-money laundering incident form, and that goes up the chains and somebody looks into it to see, hey, is there anything else suspicious going on? Is this, he's just, sending money to his grandma for rent or whatever. This basically eliminates the middleman without having to go the route of the central bank digital currency. So this is like one step towards the tyranny of no privacy on any financial transactions whatsoever. And even the there's a lot of problems with banks right now, right? Because banks have the ability to see all of that. They have the ability to stop those transactions. If you run a business where you're if you're running a business involved in cannabis, let's say, many banks do not allow.
That's why you have to pay cash.
I can't even, as a web designer, my business bank account with Road Credit Union, I cannot build websites for any cannabis-based business.
What?
Yes.
Are you fucking serious? Why do they even check into that shit?
When
you should
I
be able
signed
to build
up,
bank or websites for whatever the fuck you want.
when I signed up for my business bank account, they said explicitly that, do you do business with any cannabis-based businesses? And if you do, your account will be shut down.
So how do you get paid by them?
It would have to just be cash, yeah. I mean, I haven't done any work for any of them, but I mean, they have a problem with that. I mean, even real estate agents, they'll go to sell a home when they think they have a buyer, but then the bank won't approve the loan because the buyer is a cannabis grower, and their money is no good to the bank.
So I bought some shit at Moderna.
What?
Madrone. They're seeping into my subconscious.
Yeah.
So Madrone is this newer dispensary, and it's like, you know where it's the hydroponic store off of like Highway 66 if you're heading to Immigrant Lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that Applegate Way, I think. But anyway, there's a little dispensary back in there called Madrone, and forever you could pay with your card.
How were they getting away
with
with
that? They had
that?
an app. So I went to pay with my card last time I was in there. She's like, "Oh, sorry, we can't do that anymore." And I said, "Can I ask why?" She said, "Yeah, the bank caught on to what we were doing, and so now you have." And she's like, "I'm sorry, I'll waive your ATM fee this one time, so that next time you know to bring cash." But yeah, they caught on to what they were doing, and they threatened to close them down if they didn't fucking go cash.
That's with a lot of like Square or PayPal, like any of those companies, they can just shut down and seize your money and like not let it go through. All right, got a few more minutes to chew through this stuff. The reason I brought him up is just because since he is a financial guy, he's gonna be able to kind of break down some of this stuff more so. But I'm gonna go over a few points that I see in these letters from the Treasury because it's kind of scary.
Pew-pews. Many banks will not allow you to do business with them. If you're running a business where you're buying and selling gold, like many gold dealers have problems maintaining their business accounts. This is simply the power that a banking cartel has. But with all the problems, there's still some level of competition. There's still some level of decentralization there because there's multiple banks, multiple companies offering those services, right? This completely eliminates that and takes it all straight to the source without even having to go that route of a CBDC. And now the IRS is going to be able to see every transaction. And so if the government wants to then say, hey, this type of activity is not allowed, they know everybody who's doing it. And they can come after you. They could do there's just all, and so the typical response that I always see to stuff like this is, why should I care? I'm not doing anything illegal. I have nothing to hide. That may be true right now.
I am.
But what happens when after they collect the information, they make something illegal that's not wrong that you're already doing? Because once you have the capacity to monitor every single thing that happens, then you have the capacity to legislate about it. And this also says that the secretary would be given broad authority to issue regulations necessary to implement this proposal, and it would be effective for tax years beginning after December 31st, 2022. So this is a proposal that has to get through some legal jump holes.
It will.
Jump through some legal loopholes, sorry. And the main one is probably going to be the Fourth Amendment. And you can see right here, the Fourth Amendment is the one that protects people from unreasonable searches and seizures by the government, and technically that includes information. Now, what I will say about this is that the Fourth Amendment has done nothing for the Patriot Act, right?
Or
And
anything
that's
else
been
since then.
A 20-year process of unreasonable searches and seizures of our information, our financial history for 20 years straight, and nobody cares. And so
we live in a country right now where toilet paper is more valuable than the paper the Constitution.
Well,
was
and
written
also, we are in a pandemic.
Right.
Emergency authorization. We are in an
toilet
emergency.
paper-demic.
So the Constitution goes out the window when there's an emergency, right? We're declared
yes,
emergency.
but it was out the window long ago.
Totally, yeah.
I wouldn't put all my faith in the Fourth Amendment or in the people who are in power, unless this is just
Sorry,
something
I paused
that
him too
completely
early.
blows up. And we've seen politicians backtrack on proposals and things like this because things become too publicized and unpopular. So that's part of the reason why I'm making this video, so everybody can know more about it, so they can push back and raise some public outcry about it. But ultimately, I'm not that confident that something like this can't just make its way through, because it seems like these days most people are mostly okay with, yeah, do anything you want. I just trust you have my best interests at heart. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you updated if there's any new information on this. But right now, that's the proposal that the Treasury is trying to give the IRS the power to watch literally every single transaction that happens in everybody's account, unless the account is below $600, which is basically nobody. So
It's me half the
that's all I
month.
have for you today. As always, I really
Wait for that
appreciate you guys.
payday.
Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.
So this guy's, if you want to check him out, he's
Oh, look.
yeah, all crypto.
That's exactly what I was just
Yeah.
telling you.
Oh, all crypto.
Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't
Wow.
just Bitcoin
Damn.
then.
Yeah. So this is Heresy Financial.
Did you like the video?
Oh, let me give it a
Let's
like.
give him a
Let's give
CPT
it
bump.
Let's subscribe to him. Fuck it. So something I want to
Do
say.
you think he's in the... it's not even spelled the same.
No,
I was going to say, is he in the Hershey dynasty?
So this is a different document than what I was bringing up, and I'll link both of them in the show notes at conspiracyplaytime.com. But so the document that I was looking at, they very much are talking about how they want to get rid of cash because they can't track it. So, this is the Treasury outspokenly saying that they are aware that people who use cash are able to get around the system. So one of the sections is IRS challenges with compliance. Given the magnitude of the tax gap in the United States, large compliance initiatives will have benefits that far exceed costs. One illustration of the large potential return on these resources investments is provided by the IRS, which has estimated that $1 spent on tax enforcement typically yields at least $4 in direct revenue. Do you know what that tells me right there? What? So, me in my business world, if you spend $1 and you make $4, you do that all fucking day long. So in my mind, they're like, oh, okay, well, let's spend millions of dollars on this tax enforcement because we're going to get $4 million back. So, there are some points here that they talk about where the technology that the IRS has is really old. I totally understand that. Obviously, it's old because it was right. So, they talk about in the late 1990s, only about 10% of. So they talk a little bit about the tax returns. Individual tax returns weren't filed electronically, and once electronic filing became the mainstream, that increased tax compliance. And
what page are you on?
This is a different document that I've got.
It's different.
So the IRS budget has fallen. So clearly they need some more money is what they're trying to say here.
The budget has fallen for the IRS.
But see here's the thing. IRS budget as a percent of GDP.
Oh, that's a whole different fucking thing.
I know.
What the fuck?
I know. But they're saying, look, we don't have any money. Give us some more money. We need more money to invade everybody's privacy and to see what they're spending money on.
Well, Ron Paul's idea of just abolishing the IRS sounds cheaper.
Well, so I like the idea of, what is it, flat tax? Isn't that something that keeps getting circulated around?
I mean, yeah, but I'd like to fuck that too.
So here's what I would like. First of all,
dude, you understand that we have, and Oregon doesn't, but there's sales tax, there's road tax, there's gas tax, there's taxes that we pay when we buy
alcohol,
certain things. Yes, marijuana in a few states.
Yep,
but
cigarette taxes.
So
firearms taxes.
What's your argument for the flat tax?
Just
Are you
that-
for it?
I mean, I'm not necessarily for or against it. I mean, I'd rather
It's
have
better than this.
Yes. And also, a sales tax to me is better than an income tax. I don't think there should be any income tax.
No
I think that's
fucking way.
bullshit.
It is.
I think that there should only be sales tax if there's going to be any tax.
What about property tax?
That's a questionable area. I think that it shouldn't really be.
Hey, I'd
to
rather
the
pay
level
that
it
than
is.
not be able to own land.
That's very
And
true.
You know we're sliding there.
But I think that the problem with property taxes is that they are able to raise those at incredible rates.
Look at Oregon.
Yeah.
We don't have sales tax here.
But the property tax
is record high. I mean, I don't know if it's the highest state, but it's up there.
Yeah. Well, and apparently this is where living in California actually has its benefits because it's capped at
What's
how
your
much they
address
can raise
again
it.
for the people?
Yeah, go ahead and find me on your fucking drone. Oh, my laptop died. But
is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. But with California, they can only raise the taxes so much per year on your property taxes. And I like the idea of sales tax more because it incentivizes frugality and it incentivizes reuse, buying secondhand, buying from garage sales, buying on Craigslist. I mean, fuck. I could see the day where, oh, we noticed that you put this thing on sale on your Facebook account with the Facebook Marketplace.
Craigslist even.
Well, I think Craigslist is not nearly as bad. Like, what I've noticed lately is Craigslist has become kind of the way of the dodo. It's a little bit...
Really?
It's going that way.
Yeah, but you can't find ass on there anymore.
Probably not.
You can't. You used to.
No, Facebook
not
Marketplace...
That I'm saying I ever did that, but I know a guy.
Facebook Marketplace is taking its place. And, I mean, Facebook already has all your information, as you will find out in Project
Speak for
LifeLog.
yourself.
Yeah, if you're on there.
I like the plug, though, for our next episode.
Yeah. But I could just see the day where they say, oh, we noticed that you sold a $10,000 car according to your Facebook, but you didn't put that on your taxes. You didn't put that as an income for your taxes, and you didn't pay your taxes on this. Because how many people sell things and why the fuck would you claim something that you sold that you already bought?
You're only going to if it benefits you.
Right.
Not if it yeah. cuts into your...
Right. And usually it won't because it'll be income gained. I mean, the only time that it would benefit you is like, when you go donate at Goodwill and they ask if you want a receipt or whatever. But yeah, this is just a tricky thing coming down the pike here. And if this really happens, I don't know, there's going to be a rush on the banks. People are going to be pulling out cash like crazy. Gold and silver are going to go through the roof even more than they did before. What's interesting is that they wanted to say something about, I can't remember where it was. They were talking about they mainly want to focus on incomes less than $400,000 a year.
Pretty much everybody.
Oh, yeah, no fucking shit. I mean, that's everybody but the elite. Yeah. I mean, right here. Oh, yeah, right here. Importantly, the additional resources will go towards enforcement against those with the highest incomes, and audit rates will not raise relative to recent years for those earning less than $400,000 in actual income. I
wait a minute
bullshit on that.
Is that
they're saying that
they're saying these enforcements are going to
go towards those people. Yeah, but if you're gonna say, but then if they're saying that they're gonna
$600
$600
fucking tracks,
yeah, exactly.
Dude, I mean, I don't want to admit this, but I've spent $600 at Best Buy one time.
Sure,
buying
yeah
stuff.
Yeah,
and if I sometimes in a pinch I pay my rent in cash.
Yeah,
so I have to take that out of my bank account.
And most ATMs have a limit of like how much cash you can withdraw.
Mine is $500 a day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But you can go now. You can talk to the teller on an ATM, and then you get to jump that hurdle.
Right.
So it's even more recorded.
Yeah.
All of those fucking interactions between you and the teller.
I'm sure.
Even through
I never thought about that.
Zoom into your fucking ATM.
Do your own research. Ha ha ha.
If you do, you might be put in a hotel in Australia.
Welcome
it's
to
the new
hotel.
the new Guantanamo Bay is Australia.
Hotel compliance. Such a lovely place. Oh, right here. Challenges for... Oh, you fucker. Where'd you go? Challenges of cash and virtual fucking bullshit.
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
The Treasury states challenges of cash and virtual currency. For a new information reporting regime to shed light on previously opaque income sources effectively, it is imperative to prevent business income from being shielded from reporting requirements. This is why the new Form 1099 reports would also be required from payment service providers. So this is like Square, PayPal, Visa, Master, any of those places that are processing your payments.
Do you get paid through PayPal with your business?
I don't get paid through PayPal. I get paid through Stripe, which is a payment service provider because they take credit cards and they process my payments.
So they're similar.
Yeah, and they deposit into my bank. But this also probably includes Venmo, which a lot of people use.
Yeah, that's how friends like transfer money back and forth.
Yeah. This is how some people get paid even.
Like some people pay rent through Venmo. If they're like live with like somebody
with
who's
some
taking
friends.
the rent.
So will be required from payment service providers so that businesses cannot shift out of traditional financial institutions to other kinds of platforms and avoid making their income visible to the IRS. Another concern is that an information reporting regime will shift taxpayers towards a greater use of cash. So they're already aware that doing this is going to make people go to cash. Although information...
Well, duh.
I know, right? I mean, it's a 3D game of chess, right? As Trump said. 4D game of chess. Although information reporting may
had
push...
to have one more D as more than reality knows.
That reminds me, we need to decode one day Kanye going to the White House. I watched the whole segment.
Oh, you
Somebody
did?
did a decode
Was it
on him a little
painful?
bit. No, it was actually really fucking good.
Dude, I could only watch half his Rogan interview.
No, you should watch the fucking...
I just saw the clips, like the
No, you should
highlights
watch
of the
the-
Trump
I'll
interview.
send you a link
The
to
part where
somebody
he's
who
like, man, I
decoded
feel
it."
like you could be my dad.
I'll send you a link to
Didn't
somebody
he
who
say that at
decoded
one
it.
point?
Something kind of
Like
that.
you could be a dad to me. Or I don't
Yeah.
remember how he put it. He's like, I killed my mom, but you could be my dad.
Although information reporting may push some taxpayers to transact more in cash to avoid the reporting, it is unlikely that a substantial share of the business tax gap will move to cash-based transactions. Businesses already have incentives to use cash as much as possible to avoid detection via bank statements obtained in an audit, but there are practical barriers such as security risks and the difficulty of spending large amounts of cash for certain transactions to expand in the use of cash without depositing it in a bank. Still, another significant concern is virtual currencies, which have grown to $2 trillion in market capitalizations. Cryptocurrencies already pose a significant detection problem by facilitating illegal activity broadly, including tax evasions. And I have something to say about this here in just a second, but they have a footnote. Early work suggested the significance of the challenges posed by the rise of virtual currencies. To the extent that cryptocurrencies continue to gain momentum, we could reasonably expect tax evaders who traditionally executed their tax evasion techniques through the use of offshore bank accounts in tax haven jurisdictions to opt out of traditional tax
Are they
havens in
talking
favor.
about Amazon?
You know who I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about freaking McAfee, John McAfee, R.I.P. I wish we could have got him on the podcast, man. If we would have been up and rolling, he would have totally come on.
He goes on all of them.
He went on all of them.
Excuse me. He went on all of them.
Yeah. He was going on everybody for like 20-minute segments.
And then he fucking burned out on him and he started getting pissed and screaming at the end of his life because he knew he was about to die.
Well,
He
and
knew.
also, I'm sure it got to the point where he was like, "Are you guys all
did
paying
he say
attention?"
whacked on his arm?
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
part.
before he died, he got a prison tat that said whacked. You didn't know about that?
I didn't know about that one. I watched a lot of interviews with him though, and I mean, even before, like, I watched an interview with this guy, Patrick Bet-David, the guy who was on Rogan talking about Nicki Minaj.
I haven't watched that yet, by the way. Is that a good clip?
It's decent.
'Cause
Yeah,
it says it talks about Nicki Minaj and vax mandates.
Yeah. And Patrick Bet-David is a really good interviewer. He really pulls people out. Like, well, so what you said was this. And he's like, and then Rogan was like, what I said was 100% could happen.
Referring to what?
Facts. To social credit score.
So Rogan was debating point.
Rogan was saying that social credit scores will 100% happen in their lifetime. And then a few minutes later...
I agree with him.
Well, then a few minutes later, Patrick Bet-David was like, so you agree that this will 100% happen in a lifetime? And he's like, well, no, what I said was it could 100%
so he walked
could
it
happen.
back.
He did walk it back, yeah.
So what's his name?
Patrick Bet-David.
He threw it in his face and he fucking didn't back it up.
Right. Which...
But how's that guy feel?
I think he sees the possibility, but he's really
good. He doesn't
good
think 100%.
I think he sees a high probability.
What do you think?
I think high probability.
I think 100% in the next 5 years.
I mean, how is it not already here?
I mean, it's in China full bore.
Yeah.
And whatever's going on in Australia has surpassed that shit.
Yeah.
And I mean, I told you about the app. So I'll refresh your memory. There's an app that they unearthed in Australia to where everybody has to have it. And if you get a ding on your phone, you have 15 minutes to take a picture of your face with your number and where you are. And if you don't do that, they show up and throw you in hotel quarantine, a.k.a. prison with our fucking Big Brother contestant.
Back to this Treasury plan. I'm just going to read this last paragraph here. This is why the president's proposal includes additional resources, a.k.a. tax dollars, for the IRS to address the growth of crypto assets. Despite constituting a relatively small portion of business income today, cryptocurrency transactions are likely to rise in importance in the next decade, especially in the presence of the broad-based financial account reporting regime. There's that word again. They like to use it in this document. Within the context of the new financial account reporting regime, cryptocurrencies and crypto asset exchange accounts and payment service accounts that accept cryptocurrencies would be covered. Further, as with cash transactions, businesses that received crypto assets with a fair market value of more than $10,000 would also be reported on. Although cryptocurrency is a small share of current business transactions, such comprehensive reporting is necessary to minimize the incentives and opportunity to shift income out of the new information reporting regime.
New information reporting regime.
So this tells me a couple things. For one, cryptocurrency is not going away at all. It's growing massively. The other thing is,
do you think though that they're going to try to have their own cryptocurrency?
100%. They're already working on it.
Okay.
They're already working on it.
They wouldn't just get rid of it if they didn't have a control over it.
They're already 100% working on it. And here's the thing. So here's the good and the bad about Bitcoin, most cryptocurrencies. The good and the bad, because it's both sides of the coin at the same exact time. The good thing
is crypto asset really one word now?
I think so.
Wow.
So one of the good things is if all government spending was through crypto, we would be able to see all the transactions.
We were talking about blockchain earlier in the Guidestone episode.
So we would be able to see all the transactions and we'd be able to track to see what the government's spending all our money on because it's our fucking money. The bad thing is that with Bitcoin and other cryptos, and this is something John McAfee was very outspoken about later on in his life.
That's why he tried to blow it up.
Yeah. Well, so what's interesting is he was really for it, but then he realized that it's not private.
Yeah, that's why he did his little stunt.
And that's why he created his own cryptocurrency called Ghost, and he was also talking about Monero, which was supposed to be another cryptocurrency that was supposed to be private.
I haven't heard of that.
Here's the problem with Monero. Fucking just came out that some group was paid by the fucking Pentagon to crack it. And now they can fucking see all the transactions that happen on the Monero network. So the privacy coin is no longer private.
God bless the Pentagon.
How long until that happens with other privacy coins? I'm sure it's only a matter of days. If not, they've already found it.
It was yesterday.
Exactly.
If they're already telling us that first part, they've fucking got on top of all of it.
So,
right? Because then people would know to button up.
Right. And see, for a while, previously it was cryptocurrency or Bitcoin was what was being used on the dark web.
We need to get your friend on soon.
We do. Previously, Bitcoin was being used on the dark web to pay for services. Now, more recently, it was Monroe. Now, who knows what it's going to be? It used to be that you used to be able to use cryptocurrencies or some cryptocurrencies to hide what you were spending on your money on. And that was the idea.
Remember when Silk Road?
Yeah, that was all that was
Bitcoin.
accepted. Yeah. But now it's no longer that. They accept Monroe.
And the guy
another
that
one.
created that shit's in prison.
Monroe or Silk Road. Yeah.
Dread Pirate Robert.
And you have to question this whole Bitcoin thing because the guy who created it is anonymous.
Thank you.
Satoshi Nakamoto.
He's AI.
Does
that name sound anything other than AI to you?
It sounds questionable.
It sounds like a city we would have nuked in the 40s.
Yeah.
That was a little bit racist. But it's okay to be racist against Asians. Ask Harvard.
I mean, hey, we only locked him up here for how long?
You didn't.
In our internment camps.
Goddamn right we did.
So, I mean, where do you put your money?
In my asshole. It's the safest place.
Cash is nice, but I mean, like...
No, cash is bullshit.
I can't spend my business cash-wise. Like, half my services I paid are digital.
Invest in jars of mayonnaise. Because in the apocalypse, food is going to be really bland. Everybody's going to want mayonnaise. Mayonnaise is the new silver. You heard it here first, kids.
And gold and silver kind of... I can understand the idea of it as like what do they call it? Wealth preservation. But I think that's what they call it.
Wealth preservation?
Yeah. But there's people who think that, I'm going to have a bunch of silver and gold, and when the apocalypse comes, I'm going to use that.
Silver is definitely pliable.
Yeah.
Is that the word I'm going to use there?
But what
silver
I
is
want to know
definitely like something that you can break down forever and ever and ever.
Yes, but what I'm curious is, are you really going to take your gold bar or your silver bar and
that's why I don't like gold.
Off?
Silver can be used for many things.
Yeah.
Gold is pretty much aesthetic.
Okay, but
it
let's
looks
say
nice. Even
it does.
Fly fishermen use gold in their little.
But if the apocalypse comes, or let's say the internet shuts down,
that's never going to happen.
Are you really gonna go down to the store and be like, I've got this gold boss or the silver boss, and I'm going to scrape off? You just weigh out how much silver scraps I needed to give you. I don't know. It's.
I like that you just lumped those two together.
Well, because they are usually lumped together by the people who are purveyors of them.
But I've never heard like the hardest core silver proponents say that gold is good.
Okay, so usually they're all
the ones that I've been. So I got to give a shout out to my mom's boyfriend Curtis. He's the one who got me looking into the silver. And there's a guy actually that he showed me his YouTube channel. I was like, fuck, I wonder if Jeremiah's heard of this guy.
Is he called the Uneducated Economist?
No.
Oh,
he's got
check that guy out.
He's got a real name.
Okay,
but actually he doesn't. But it's not that. But they don't like gold. They like silver. They said that gold is for the elite and that silver was always for the peasants because it's way more manageable.
Mm.
And with gold, you had to do so much else with it to make it worth value. Like what you're saying, you got to go in but just to get silver coins, and that's why him and other people I know are buying up pre-1964 coins.
Right, before they were.
Yeah, anything that's not. So I think it's quarters, silver dollars, 50-cent pieces, and dimes. Nickel is actually nickel. So anything other than a nickel or a penny from pre-1964 is 90% silver.
I feel like I would rather have a backstock of food because that's, if you are bargaining with somebody in a post-apocalyptic world and they're hungry.
I make soap.
There you go. Yeah, either soap or food. I mean,
I need the raw materials, which I'm not going to have access to.
That's true.
I mean, I'm going to use pig fat and fucking ash from a campfire to get the caustic and the fatty.
Whatever it takes, right?
Or just rob the liposuction clinics. No one's going to be breaking into them in the post-apocalyptic world.
Here's my problem, though, with this regime of $600. We're going to be watching your $600 transactions. What about people who are trying to invest in markets? And I mean, I guess if you're already investing in the markets, you're probably already going to be reporting on that anyways. I move money around all the time. We've got like 10 different bank accounts if you count them all. I'm struggling with this because obviously I don't want unnecessary invasion of like what I'm purchasing, because that's my own business.
Can I ask what a necessary invasion would look like? You just
I wouldn't say it's a necessary invasion, but what I would say is like I am, with my business, I'm willing to pay my taxes with my business because, for one, I tax.
You want to be legit.
I 100% want to be legit because I want to play the game.
CPT will never pay taxes.
Yeah, I mean CPT is not. CPT is under the radar, flying under the nest. But
you're canceled.
My business, though, I'm more than willing to play the game because, for one, it's almost an experiment of like, if I play the game, can I win? I mean, I don't think it's a zero-sum game.
No, you
I
never
think that
win the game.
Well, no, I don't think it's because it's not a zero-sum game. It's not you win or lose.
So what does win mean to you? You just don't ever get audited?
Not necessarily. I don't care if I get audited. 100%. I don't care.
You're going to let the IRS bitches into your trailer.
If they audit my business, I don't care.
Why don't you care? You're playing by the rules. You just said that.
Right. The reason I don't care is because I would, this is where like
I'm going to have kids without birth certificates and listen to you.
Well, yeah, I'm
just
down,
kidding.
I'm down to not do that also. And
Are
I don't
you having kids soon?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Do you want to give us some news? Is Ashley pregnant?
No.
Ashley, congratulations. I don't know if you watch these. I don't think she does.
Very rarely.
You don't even bullshit me. Well, anyway, congratulations.
No. I mean, for one, I would not want my baby on any social media. Like,
how about Social Security? Serious.
That's a good point. So I was.
That's a great point.
It is a great point because that's one of the benefits of this society, right?
No. It was at one point.
It was, but it is for some people still today.
No. Well, yeah, but your unborn child will never fucking benefit from that, and the Social Security card is just for all the other bullshit.
No, totally.
I mean, dude, we did talk about this in LifeLog.
Yeah, no.
Which coming soon to a CPT player near you.
Yeah. Subscribe to the newsletter. God damn it! There's only 9 of you on that list, and 3 of them are us.
Why do we have only 9, but we got 24 on YouTube?
I don't know, because you guys suck at subscribing to the email newsletter.
Well, you make spelling mistakes all the time, so they're not missing anything.
Bullshit. I use AI to write those letters. God damn it.
Well, AI is retarded.
But seriously, really? Yeah, I do.
What? Do you want me to write them?
No, I have fun with it.
Okay. I just didn't know you used AI.
Partially. I started
I just
and
figured
then
it was you making spelling mistakes.
I do both.
You don't use the Oxford comma. I can't fault you for that. I'm one of the true sticklers left in the English language.
To not use it?
I use it.
Yeah.
You don't.
I don't?
I just read our most recent email.
Oh.
It's not in there.
I must have just copied and pasted it out of the AI.
Let me ask what AI you're using.
It's called Jarvis.
Sounds legit. Jarvis. All right, let's finish this. I'm sorry.
That's okay. What were we talking about? Oh, I'm totally down with getting audited for my business because, like Grant Cardone says,
that for a second.
Grant Cardone says, and I agree with this. I want the taxes to be too big in my business because that means that I'm making big moves. I want new problems. I'm happy making too much money.
Jarvis is getting to you.
While I wouldn't like the...
Are you drunk right now?
No, I don't think so.
I am.
While I wouldn't like the experience of being audited, I don't really give a shit because I do everything legit and I tax deduct the fuck out of everything. I mean, I spend as much money as possible on my business because I want it to grow, and that's like kind of the name of the game. My personal life,
He doesn't pay taxes.
I certainly do, and it's a tax write-off for me.
I was just kidding. I still haven't paid taxes from last year.
Oh, really? But you have because you pay taxes every time you get a paycheck.
Yeah, but I haven't filed for 2020 yet.
Yeah, but you know what? 90% of your tax bill is already paid for in your tax income.
I know, but I haven't gone in and filed yet.
They're coming after you, man.
Oh, they better. Just shoot my new dog, not my old one.
Anyways,
I can't believe I said that.
I don't know what to do with this information. How do we retaliate, rebel against this? I mean, from what I was last reading, it's already passed in Congress.
How about we just start trading goods and services and not use their bullshit?
So here's the problem, though.
I live in Medford, Oregon, though, and I don't see a lot of neighbors with gardens.
See, exactly. And the problem is that everybody's become so specialized in their skill that how do you trade your goods and services when, this is why currency was first originated. Gold and silver was first used because...
Yeah, we're talking currency, though, not fucking
dollar
letters
bills.
and numbers.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you could always come up with your own neighborhood currency. I mean...
That's what I think we should do.
A CPT currency. We should create a CPT coin.
Then we'll have to report to the IRS.
I know, right? We could do that, though. We could create a cryptocurrency.
Hey, it's on
Playtime
you, man.
currency.
I'd rather just keep doing what I'm doing. If you want to make a currency, I'm all for it.
No, I'm okay. I'm good just making my
Can
own
we have
business grow.
Dexter's face be on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a Dogecoin. Maybe Elon will meme it out for us and it'll blow up.
Dude, I would suck him off if he did that, even though I think he's a piece of shit. Sorry. Elon, however you say your name these days.
Well, I think that's enough of this tax IRS treasury baloney.
Over. I'm going to have you read this because I'm a little buzzed and I don't want to give it away.
This one?
mRNA lettuce. I love your face already. Just read this for me.
Anti-empire.
Well, so it's from the Jerusalem Times. You'll see at the very end. Yeah, you don't have to donate. Fat fuck's getting arrested. Who cares?
Put a mask on your face. Scientists want to grow COVID mRNA vaccine lettuce. Quote, we have long-term goals for people growing it in their own gardens. Farmers could also eventually grow entire fields of it.
I don't think Bill Gates has anything to do with this. For the record.
Injectable vaccines could be a thing of the past, with University of California, Riverside researchers investigating turning edible plants like lettuce into mRNA vaccine factories and make edible vaccines, which could have a significant implication in the combating COVID-19. Fuck. God, say you grow your own food like 5 times fast, huh? Backed by a $500,000 grant from the National Science Foundation.
That's not that much money.
No, it's not. The project works by showing how DNA with mRNA vaccines could be delivered into plant cells in a way that lets them replicate. If this works, it could mean that plants could produce as much mRNA as a traditional vaccine injection. Ideally, quote, a single plant would produce enough mRNA to vaccinate a single person. The UNCR's Department of Botany and Plant Sciences professor Juan Pablo Geraldo. That sounds about more right. Geraldo. Juan Pablo Geraldo said in a statement. We've been going for 3 hours here, folks. Because we've been at this for 3 hours.
This isn't funny.
What the fuck else are you supposed to do? Cry?
This?
Oh, yeah. What's the fun in that? I want to watch this thing, though. Come on. Quote, we are testing this approach with spinach and lettuce and have long-term goals of people growing it in their own gardens. Added Geraldo Yardo, who is leading the research and working in combination with researchers from UC San Diego and Carnegie Mellon University. Oh, yeah, Carnegie. Gotta love Carnegie, right? Good old Andrew Carnegie, the man of the steel. Farmers could also eventually grow entire fields of it. But how do our mRNA vaccines replicate inside plants? The key, it turns out, are chloroplasts. These small organelles exist exclusively in plant cells and cannot be found in non-plant life forms, save for the amoeboid known as Pollinia Polynilla chromatopora. The amount of chloroplast per cell varies heavily depending on the plant. Inside the cell, they behave dynamically and serve a wide variety of functions, such as synthesizing fatty acids, amino acids, and helping the plant's immune response. Oh, yeah. But its most famous and crucial function is to conduct photosynthesis, where chlorophyll captures energy from the light of the sun, turning it into energy stored in ATP and NADPH molecules. This process allows it to free oxygen from water in the cells. It also then conducts what is known as the Calvin cycle, using ATP and NADPH to convert carbon dioxide into glucose. These processes are vital to maintaining the life of a plant, as well as maintaining life on Earth. This is because through photosynthesis, plants essentially, quote, breathe carbon dioxide while releasing oxygen as a waste product, which is not only the opposite of most life forms, which breathe oxygen and release carbon dioxide, but is also responsible for producing and maintaining Earth's oxygen as a whole. But the ability of chloroplasts to convert sunlight and carbon dioxide into glucose and other molecules has had other implications, with Geraldo saying that they are an, quote, untapped source for making desirable molecules, end quote. And he has evidence to back this up. His prior research has shown that chloroplasts can express genes that are not naturally part of the plant if foreign genetic material is properly sent into the plant cell. Of course, this could only be done if the material was encased in the proper protective material, and figuring out which material would be used can be especially tricky. However, it is exactly this that Geraldo's laboratory specializes in. But to get it in, one needs nanotechnology. This is why Geraldo has partnered with UC San Diego nanoengineering specialists, Professor Nicole Steinmetz. Oh, another Stein, huh? The brick builders from Germany, Steinmann, to deliver the mRNA material into chloroplasts. Quote, our idea is to repurpose naturally occurring nanoparticles, namely plant viruses.
Naturally occurring nanoparticles?
Yeah. Namely plant viruses for gene delivery to plants, Steinmetz said. Some engineering goes into this to make the nanoparticles go to the chloroplasts and also to render them non-infectious towards the plants. If successful, these findings could revolutionize how vaccines are administered to the human body.
You talked about this before, man.
Did I?
When I was saying, why don't they just... You talked about this before when I was saying if they just want to vaccinate all of this, and you're like, yeah, why don't they just put it into our food?
Oh.
I remember you saying that. I don't know if you remember, but...
Vaguely.
Hey, Jeremiah called this shit months ago.
CPT predictions. Da-da-da! Is that like 1-0?
What?
1-0? Like we got one prediction?
No, we've got like 4 so far.
Okay. If successful, these findings could revolutionize how vaccines are administered to the human body. This is especially relevant as vaccine hesitancy is strong in many places throughout the world.
Black people.
Yeah. And then they inserted, yeah, I don't think Frankenstein lettuce is going to help with that. Something that in the COVID-19 pandemic, the most widely used vaccines, for which are mRNA vaccines made by Pfizer and Moderna, can contribute to rising cases. But this method could see vaccine hesitancy take a significant cut. This is because a significant amount of all vaccine hesitancy isn't simply rooted in doubts over the vaccine's effectiveness or misunderstandings about the viruses and the vaccine properties, but due to a simple fear of needles.
LOL. Let's just have a salad. Let's just have a salad. I don't want a shot.
Yeah, I'm just afraid of needles. That's the only reason why I'm not getting the experimental vaccine that has never been tested on humans before and has shown to be weird in cases of animals. Bunch of fucking bullshit. This was revealed in a study released in June 2021 by the University of Oxford. Oh, good old Oxford, huh? Which suggested that treating fear of needles could reduce vaccine hesitancy by over 10%. This may be a small number, but as noted by the Oxford's Department of Psychiatry's Professor Daniel Freeman, when it comes to controlling COVID-19, every vaccination counts. Source, the Jerusalem Post.
If you could tell, I didn't read this whole article. I just wanted to make you do it since you're vegan.
You bastard.
Hey, everybody. Jeremiah is on board with this.
Grow your own food.
Hashtag do your own research. Hashtag grow your own food. Hashtag mRNA salad. Dude. See? This is what they're trying to do here. Right?
What are they trying to do?
Get rid of Moderna.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if you didn't get that out of those.
Totally.
Because remember the one lady was like, why don't we just get to mix and match? Have a little mRNA cocktail. I mean, what is the difference, honestly, between mRNAs with Pfizer and Moderna?
Right, I'm sure they're almost the same. I mean,
most certainly. It's Coke and Pepsi. Pepsi uses a little bit more sugar, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, then, on that note,
let's talk about our news.
What's our news?
And then we can cut out. We were officially censored by YouTube since we last spoke to you. And I don't want to be hyperbolic about this. I don't give a fuck. I knew it would happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a little
we pull a lot of clips.
We have between 20 and 30 subscribers right now. But the songs and the movie clips we use are never an issue because we try to go by the Fair Use Act. And this clip that got censored, Jeremiah, and we could use a screenshot to even show you this, but for those of you who doubt, they told us initially there was a 5-minute portion they had a problem with. And then they proceeded to cut out 20 fucking minutes of and it's all footage of Martin Bryant's lawyer talking about the process.
Part 2 of Port Arthur.
So, we might not be up on YouTube very much longer, and we're going to try to stick it out as long as we can. I'm going to be using this week, and I don't know if I've told you this yet, but I'm going to get us up on Rockfin. It doesn't look like it's hard. And
this is why you need to subscribe to the newsletter, goddammit, because then we can get direct access to your email inbox.
We're not even double digits. You say there's only 9?
Yes! And 3 of them are us.
3?
Yeah, I had to test it twice.
I also know that 2 of them are all one person.
Oh, shit.
So we're up to 6.
Okay, you bastards.
People
Come on. See, go to conspiracyplaytime.com
if you
and enter your email address.
If you tell people to go outside of YouTube, they just go...
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Dude, they can't.
Just, all you got to do is go to conspiracyplaytime.com. There's a big fucking form right there, and it says, play with dangerous ideas, enter your email.
I'm going to blast this out on Propaganda Report here in the next couple of weeks. I think we've got a pretty good
backlog,
bunch of content.
Yeah.
I used to make fun of Gary Vee. I've slept 24 hours in the last week.
He's been hustling. And I don't think I've ever seen Colby work so hard in his life.
Do you know that he said you don't sleep? Fuck sleep. I've been trying to date women, and they're all telling me I look like I'm 80. I don't know what to say. Sorry. I don't sleep. I don't want to sleep.
Because on that grind.
Both of us are.
Yeah.
And eventually I'm just going to quit making soap. I don't know when that's going to happen, but it's got to happen.
We'll soon have a support page on conspiracyplaytime.com.
Jeremiah never fails to be a hooker. And I don't think we're quite there yet, but eventually we're going to be having...
We're providing value.
If
you don't think so, get the fuck out of here.
We'll have a paywall eventually. I always want to do at least 2/3 of what we do for free.
Yeah.
And then I think...
like this episode right here could have been a paid version.
Well, eventually it will be.
Yeah.
I think that down the line, our little CPT takes on the Mockingbird will be a paywall. We're going to give you guys a lot of free content, and we're also going to start asking for some money for the stuff that we put out. And if you don't want to pay, that's fine. But if you do, welcome aboard. And, Dexter needs dog food. I need drugs. Jeremiah needs lettuce with mRNA in it. He has a garden, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kidding.
Yep. Lots of tomatoes.
Well, thank you for reading that last last article.
Of course.
And what do you think about that? You're not surprised. I was shocked when I read that.
I mean, I don't know. It's like
we also didn't get a chance to talk about the great KFC heist of New Zealand.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that already.
Well, it's a fun story, and I think we covered more important stuff today. But basically, New Zealand's a step behind Australia right now, as always. They're like the Canada of Australia. And there's these two gentlemen who decided to go across the parameters of their quarantine and go into Auckland, where they proceeded to get enough KFC for a party of 4. And then they got pulled over. And in the story, it says that they had $100,000 of cash and a bunch of illegal KFC.
Wow.
Mad Max is sponsored by KFC. Who knew? I thought they didn't have a sponsor.
Crazy.
Well, finger licking good, motherfuckers.
On that note, y'all,
thank you for joining us in this very, very special first-time edition of CPT Takes on the Mockingbird.
Yeah, something like that. This is like the other dimension.
We're working with it, and if you didn't watch this, I'm not going to say go fuck yourself, because I know a lot of you people out there have integrity and you just don't touch mainstream media. But for those of you who look at it for what it is and you want to dive deep into the propaganda between the lines, this is what this type of episode's for. So thank you.
And be sure to send your ideas for rabbit holes that we should go down, or articles that you
all
want us to
6 of
dissect.
you.
Yeah. Any articles you want to dissect, hello@conspiracyplaytime.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. Conspiracyplaytime.com. Any page will take you there. And until next time,
bye-bye.
Live dangerously.